this is a joke. The largest IPs and games on the planet specifically source diverse teams and inclusive design in art, narrative, and mechanics. They love to forget that despite their faults, Blizzard, Riot, Epic, Bungie, EA, and Naughty Dog all take this route. Well, that's the problem. Like, isn't it? I mean, I feel like that's the problem. Like, that, now he gets it. Now he getting it. He picking up on it. He knows about it. So, oh, well, Blizzard, I mean, Riot is good. I like Riot. Epic is all right. Bungie, EA, and Naughty Dog. Blizzard and Bungie and EA are doing it. A lot of them studios chase DI hires during the hiring, prioritizing ideology over efficiency that shifted how studios worked, what games were made, and who they were made for, often alienating core audiences to justify it. They invented a modern audience that was really just a vocal minority pushed as the majority. Activism over output doesn't scale. The results: layoffs, closures, underwhelming games, and a mega loss of money. Grifters. The real grift was selling this as progress, and that's nasty. Players woke up, they know that they can demand what's right, and they chose the games that can deliver. The industry is course correcting. I spoke out early, glad if I helped out even a little, not done yet. Whoever this guy is, and then you obviously have a retard on Blue Sky who's crying about it. And it's really sad to see how many people like that. See, no, this guy, Merrick, he's the company made Lords of the Fallen. He's the CEO, or he like runs the game. And Yabenza, thank you for sending subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. And so yeah, I'm glad to see it, man. I'm very glad to see it. And yeah, Merrick's CEO, Lords of the Fallen. Yeah, exactly. And they improved that game too. They improved that game a lot. I was surprised, honestly, very surprised. Mainpoint gave 0% loans and creating games, so checks on the list. Exactly. Yeah, that's the reason why it happened. And so he's addressing his retarded opinion. Yeah, exactly, right. Whatever this guy's joke is. Yeah, they love to forget that they all take this route. Yeah, these big companies do take the route. Well, let's all listen to the big companies because they're surely making a lot of money, right? And things are always going very well. And also those largest IPs became the largest IPs because they didn't do that. And now they're becoming the smaller IPs because they are doing that now. So it's actually getting even worse, which is what's kind of crazy about that. Is it's actually gotten even worse in general. He's crying on Blue Sky about a post on Twitter. Well, yeah, it's because the thing is, the reason why these people go and they go on Blue Sky is because they can't exist on Twitter because everybody will make fun of them. And they can only exist on a place that bans anybody who disagrees with them. And that's the reason why they're on Blue Sky. It's their own little special hug box, their own little special echo chamber where they're protected and they don't get any pushback or anything like that. So, yeah. Let him go away. No, and Blue Sky is dying. I mean, I already showed this before, but yeah. And let's see here. Oh God, what is this? What's this bullshit?
Do you think there's I mean, one of the things that is happening now is that the Trump administration is, of course, testing the system in ways it hasn't been tested before. In the law enforcement sense, do you think there are laws that should be put in place that would...
I thought our show got canceled. Yeah, I thought she got canceled.
Help better manage this that aren't in place now? I mean, are we equipped? Is the law enforcement system and the legal system equipped to deal with what we're seeing now?
Probably there could be changes at the margins, but in the main, we have the tools. There are cultural impediments to doing this work. Let's say you work in the FBI. You know that one of the two political parties is, let me put it nicely, white supremacist adjacent at a minimum. And so why would you want to throw your career on that side of the line and be summoned to Capitol Hill to be asked, why are you pursuing these innocent groups? And so we have a cultural impediment to working it effectively that should get more attention than it does.
Keep in mind, guys, he put the 8647 for no reason. Yeah, he didn't even know what he was doing. His wife told him to do it. Yeah, he didn't even know what was going on. He had no idea. And I don't know what to say. He found it like that. That wasn't even it. What's this? Open up that, even though I want to. But let's go back over here. I'll see if I can find the rest of this. But yeah, oh my fucking God. And what's this? And well, now exactly go back. No, we not looking at this bullshit. Absolutely not. Let's see if there's any other shit is fucking dumb. Whoa there, buddy. Your post has been removed. Oh, Reddit mods? Yeah, no fucking surprise there. Watching Memorial Day things? I don't think there's really anything going on with Memorial Day, to be honest with you guys. Like, I mean, like, let me go back. I'll refresh it. I feel like... Yeah, it's whatever. Damn, it's still doing New World? How's New World doing? It's not even on here. It's at the bottom. I mean, honestly, ever since they did the Eternum patch, it seems like it hasn't flatlined like it had before. I mean, this isn't the worst it's ever been. This is the second worst it's ever been. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of good, right? I mean, damn. And Free Speech Absolutist want to cancel a guy over seashells, straight clown shit. Free speech absolutist. So let me go back on. Who said that? Who said that you're a free masturbator? Yeah, we'll see what happens. Alt account, look at the dates. Maybe, I don't know. It's just it's a Trump argument. Well, let's see what is. So who's a free speech absolutist? Where is it? I mean, if it took 300 messages just to get my attention, I mean, you really probably should have tried harder. I mean, at this point, I mean, you've been going on for a while. This guy been talking for a bit, and hasn't your position always been that you should let all ideas play out in the marketplace of ideas? Do you think that I think you should be allowed to call to kill somebody? Like to make a call to kill a person? Is that what you think that I think? So do you think that I think that? Okay, well, I don't think that. I'm not a free speech absolutist. You've assigned a identity to me that I don't ascribe to. I obviously think that free speech should have limits, and some of those limits should be like, for example, calls to violence, doxing, spreading material of underage people, etc. So you realize now that you are arguing against something that I don't have, right? Just trying to get an understanding of this. I've said this before, though. I've said this before. Shame you don't read much positive things. It's you want to say you're a great guy, much love to you. No, I read all the positive stuff. I do. I read everything. Yeah, I do. I just know that people use this as an argument, and the reason why is that the reason why I pull up people that argue like this is because I understand that these arguments are popular counterpoints, and I use them as ways to discuss the counterpoints and the disagreeers. Does that make sense? Okay, so there's no, okay, so you're literally, so you made up a position that I don't have, and then you created a false fucking democracy based off of that fake position. Yeah, no, bro, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? It's a troll account? Maybe it is. And, yeah, that's it. He doesn't have to refute positive comments. Well, yeah, exactly, right? And sometimes people do it. You call it Fox Lady. Yeah, I try to be nice whenever I can and look at some people. Of course I do, right? Some of the positive, you know, the positive actors every once in a while. Sure, absolutely I do.
Wait a second. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I feel like I don't ban a lot of people, but I do ban some people because I just like I don't want to deal with
type
people
of shit
in
that
my
fucking
opinion,
pisses
like
me off
dishonest.
about these
And I
fucking
think
games,
dishonest
bro.
people like that, if you engage with them and you like by engaging with them at all, you have
Complete
signed up
turn
to
off.
lose. That's basically what happens. Deception. People coming bad face should be banned. Yeah, exactly right. And are you gonna play Night Rain on stream? Yep, I absolutely am. Yeah, scumbag fatigue. Yeah. Well, that's the way I see it, right? And so, like, anytime that I see a person coming at me with anything that I feel like is inauthentic or unfair or lying or whatever, do you see the decoy voice video about me lying about Hassan? Let me see. Maybe I could watch that. This is worse than getting banned. Yeah, I could maybe watch this. Yeah, sure. I'll watch this maybe in a bit. But let me go back. I'll watch this thing first. Here we go. Night Rain hype. Yeah, I'm very hype. Not sure what happened, but I've seen you fail at being consistent or on more than one occasion. Let me give you... All right. Real quick. Give me one example of me being inconsistent about, like, any position I've had. I want to hear it. Let's go. More than one occasion. Okay, so then you can at least name one, right? You got to have one. Just one example. No, I'm sure he'll have one. It's not like he just saying this, man. He not just saying this. He has one. He's got it. Not true? Yeah. 2020 election account? I don't know about that. I can't recall at the moment. We'll see what happens. Sometimes your stance changed with new info. Yeah, of course. That's what happens with anything, right? But I mean, like, usually unless it's the new info or something changes or new information. And giving attention to ascension seekers. You know what? I think I actually kind of am. And yeah, this guy just pretty much types in some bullshit all the time. Why are we even reading this? Yeah, we're just gonna exit this. Who gives a fuck? Let's move on. Yeah, it's like, well, we brought up like 3 people to argue. Like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so this is crazy. So this dude was going around and he was spraying bug shit on. Well, it'll show it. He shows it right here. This dude is going to jail for a bit for being a clown.
Things have gotten so much worse for the TikToker who poisoned food at Walmart for a prank, as he's now pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of adding poison and harmful
2 felonies?
substances to food, 1 misdemeanor count of endangerment, and
Wow.
1 misdemeanor count of criminal
Oh,
damage.
you love to see it.
Dude essentially wanted.
So you have to understand the way that poisons work. And the way that a lot of bug poisons work is that they are effectively a viscous liquid that shuts down the insect or the bug's ability to breathe, because the way that they breathe and the way that they get energy is through moving their body. And so a lot of these poisons are not even poisonous. They won't even actually kill somebody. They're not going to do any bodily harm. And so it's a neurotoxin. Yeah, exactly. And so there are certain poisons you can use that can kill people, other ones you can that won't. the bug poisons don't kill people. There are other ones that do, but those raid bottles, and that one specifically is not an example of that. So it wouldn't have even worked to begin with. Anyway, so not only is he retarded, but he's retarded. Like, that's bad.
Attention so bad on the internet that he destroyed his life for it. And unfortunately, there's now many cases of this. So he's not even unique. He's just another moron headed to prison.
Yep.
It's been at least 4 months since we've had our last update on this guy, and next month it'll be 1 year since I first started covering this dude. So there's a lot that's unfolded. So I mean, if you're lucky enough to not know who I'm talking about today, I'm sorry for taking out of your bliss, because sometimes ignorance truly is bliss. But this is Charles Smith, also known as the social media creator Wolfie Coletti, a Arizonan TikToker who went viral last year for basically being a public nuisance and just an all-around
For just being annoying. Like that, it's so funny to me when these guys whose entire career is built around just being annoying and obnoxious, like they do something like this and they go over the line, and now their life is totally fucking ruined.
Wolfie decided that being a functioning member of society just wasn't for him, so he became a self-proclaimed real-life villain.
What in my 600-pound life is this? He got bacon hidden in his shoes? Ugh!
A self-proclaimed real-life villain and started recording TikTok content at the expense of random innocent people, ruining their days for views. Because as I've said in my previous videos, his content was essentially barely monetizable all the way up until the last few months before he was arrested. I think right before he was arrested, he was making a couple $1,000s a month doing this stuff.
Not so bad. Oh, he's gonna put the bacon in there, right? Yeah, if I was 11, I would have watched this. Yeah, this is actually like, this is literal content for preteens. Yeah, this is for like, yeah, it's funny. No. It is like, I mean, because I remember what I was like whenever I was a little kid. Little basic. No, I get it. Like, I get it. But, like, you can't do that. This dude's 25. Yeah, no, exactly. I get it. Wait, what? Eggs? Eggs? I love how he thinks that there aren't any, I would say there's not any cameras, but he literally uploaded this himself on the camera. How do you think that you're going to get away with this? I mean, you got to be retarded to do this.
I mean, there's nothing like destroying what could possibly be this man's only set of clothes for some attention online. And the whole ongoing theme of this guy is he always picks on the least economically fortunate, as his normal targets are either fast food workers, retail workers, laundromat customers, or dollar store customers.
Because that's probably where he lives. He just goes to the local Dollar General and pisses on the floor, and then he's like, guys, what happened? Like, what is this? He just a retard, yeah.
This could be because he's just trying to pick out people who won't sue him. But you reap what you sow, and eventually, if you're a scumbag, it'll catch up to you. As sadly, what you just saw is far from his worst video. One of the videos that made him somewhat infamous is him dumping a bag of ice into a fryer while they were in business.
How do these people think that they're on a private server, man? This is crazy. This is perfect for teens? No, this content is great for, like, little kids. Like, little kids love shit like this. At least some of them do.
Tacos at the egg roll? Hey!
just some poor fucking 55-year-old man working at Jack in the Box has to deal with this shit because this clown. Wait, yes. He's just like, he's confused. He's like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is going on, bro? Like, what is this? Yes, I know. What the hell's wrong with people? I know. This is average wage expectation. Yeah, it's bad, man.
In case you didn't know,
How do you do this and think that nothing's gonna go wrong? Like, really? Like, how do you do this and then assume that, like, this is insane? The face he makes, yeah. Fucking like some blue steel Derek Zoolander shit. Oh, he walks out of the Jack in the Box and the alarm's going off. After I just inconvenienced a 53-year-old Jack in the Box worker. They're gonna, this is gonna take them 20 minutes to fix my problem. Ha ha ha.
this is what happens when you put way less ice into a frying machine. And of course, this happened at a Popeyes as well.
Yeah.
Or people who work at Popeyes, man.
What happens? I don't even know. Oh, yeah.
I mean, hey, that was pretty much best case scenario right there.
Yeah.
That was with way
He's
less
cooked.
ice. So it's safe to say
I didn't even know that could
you don't
happen.
need to be a rocket scientist to realize how bad this could have gone. There is no way they didn't have to shut down the kitchen after Wolfie did that. Because I did go on and find another video where they
Never
put
mind. That's more than 20 minutes.
roughly the same amount of ice as Wolfie put into the fryer, and here
Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, they probably had to shut that shit down. Oh, my God.
that happened. And I mean,
I didn't
this
even
is
know that could
honestly
happen.
best case scenario.
Damn, that's insane.
Worst case scenario, you burn the whole building down. Then you have
Yeah.
videos like this.
This is him again?
Fried pigeon?
Is it just literally a dead bird?
Wolfie.
Bro, this guy. How do you do this? You're laughing. I am. This is so ridiculous. It's not that it's funny. It's just like, how do you do this and think that you're going to get away with it? Like, it's insane. The guy's got 2 points. Yes. Oh, my God.
Remember that.
Yeah. If you were going to make a list of his worst moments,
Remember his name. Bro, that's my favorite part. Remember my name. I'm the retard that threw the dead pigeon into the kitchen. This guy thinks he's fucking Heisenberg. Witness me. It's a bird.
it would be impossible
What
to
a
not include the
retard.
lineup of videos of himself committing attempted battery with a cake,
Oh my God.
actual battery with a cake, false imprisonment and disrupting a business practice, and of course, poisoning food at a grocery store.
This is, see, what I think is really funny is that this is the one that really cooked them. This is the one that they finally, like, because I bet the police probably knew this guy, and they said, okay, now we know what to do. Yep, now we can get him. Yep, you can't get this one. You fucked around eventually. And the other ones are like, yeah, maybe it's inconvenient, but it's not a big crime. But that's it. Oh.
It's wild that this guy makes Johnny Somali even seem like a decent citizen in comparison. But obviously,
That's actually crazy whenever you say that, because you're right. Like, at least Johnny Somali was just annoying and retarded. This dude's actually trying to hurt people. Yeah, that's crazy.
the food poisoning incident that finally got the authorities to take some real action against him. That was the video that immediately got him arrested by Mesa police in December of last year, as he turned himself in and admitted to the crime without any hesitation. Because, well, you know, when you record and post your crimes online, you are the star witness against yourself. When you film yourself committing a felony, upload it for the world to see, and brag about it, there's no question about whether you did it or not. You're just making the prosecutor's job extremely easy, and your defense nearly impossible. So the Maricopa County Attorney's Office later indicted him on multiple charges, including introducing poison, criminal damage, endangerment, and theft. And after he was arrested, it was only a matter of time until they started digging into his past videos to throw extra charges on him. Because along with
this guy, bro, this guy TikToked his life sentence. He TikToked his whole life sentence. That's bad, man. That sucks.
the 4 other charges, a third-degree burglary charge was also added related to an incident at a Bosa donut shop.
Have your name, date of birth?
Charles Smith.
In an MCSO orange jumpsuit, Charles Smith, who goes by Wolfie Coletti on social media, was in court for the second time in just a few days. Already arrested in Mesa over the weekend, where police say he took this can of bug and flea killer.
You need to use a different one. He's just stupid.
The shelf at a Walmart and sprayed the pesticide on produce that was on sale for anyone to buy, all while filming the action himself. The 27-year-old told officers
27 years old? Like, I would understand if you're crashing out like this whenever you're like 19. 27. This dude's gonna be 30 years old soon. He almost in the unk status, and he's sitting around doing this, acting like a 5-year-old. You know those people that have graduated college that like they've been at a job for years.
He's a self-proclaimed troll, and that he makes up to $10,000 a month posting those videos on social media. The court paperwork for the latest arrest is sealed, but as part of his release conditions, the judge told Smith he is not allowed to be on any social media. And he's not allowed to set foot inside any Bosa donut shop.
I mean, by the
You do not go into that donut shop. You do not even think about going into that donut shop. That's it, yeah. Bro, imagine getting banned from a donut shop from the police. Like, I mean, you gotta be a straight up clown for that shit.
way, this guy is 28 years old. Dude has a fully developed prefrontal cortex, yet for some reason is spraying Raid, which is a cockroach exterminator on food.
Yeah.
Is risking killing someone worth social media attention? Apparently,
Yes. That's obviously the answer is yes.
he thought so. But last year, he had to spend Christmas in jail, and his case has been moving through the legal system since then. His initial pretrial conference was originally scheduled for April 30th, 2025, but a minute entry in the case activity pushed it earlier to April 3rd, 2025. And this is where things actually kind of get interesting, because a plea agreement was filed for 3 of his cases in Maricopa County on April 22nd, and Wolfie was initially set to adult probation, but 2 days later, there was a change in his plea, and now he's officially pleaded guilty to the video where he sprayed Raid on the produce. The articles are reporting that he pleaded guilty to 2 felony accounts of adding poison or other harmful substances to food, 1 misdemeanor count of endangerment, and 1 misdemeanor count of criminal damage.
The man accused of filming.
Somebody says bro's definitely on a burner account trying to push his content to more preteens, so this will be worth it. The sad thing is he might be able to pull it off and make it big because that's the crap world we live in. No, you're not gonna be able to spray poison on shit and get away with it. Like no, they're gonna get him. Like the thing is, like, people act like that's he done. Like, and it's also there's been so many other things too. Like, he already was in prison also. So it's not like this guy just, you know, he just had a crash out one day and cause problems. No, this is a continual crash outer. Yeah, he been doing this a lot. He has a crazy issue, yeah.
himself spraying bug killer on Walmart produce has pled guilty to several charges. In December, Charles Smith recorded himself spraying the bug killer at a Mesa Walmart. He allegedly told investigators that he makes money.
And look, by the way, it got 78 comments. This dude is catching a felony for probably 200 likes. Imagine going to prison for 200 likes. That's bad.
Videos of pranks. He'll be back in court on June 24th.
One important thing to notice after spraying bug exterminator on various food items is that Wolfie actually left the store for about 10 minutes. Then, finally, he returned and attempted to remove all the items he had sprayed. So he then placed all these contaminated items, or at least the items he thought were contaminated, into a shopping cart and moved it to the back of the store. But the damage was already done. It's not like removing specific items magically decontaminates the entire environment. The shelves, baskets, surrounding areas, surrounding produce. This was a disaster waiting to happen, and he's extremely
Real talk,
lucky.
if you saw him in chat, would you saw someone spray raid on produce, would you punch them? Would I punch them? Absolutely not. I just recorded happening, and I would just like say to an employee, I'd be like, hey, this guy's spraying poison on the food. Check the tapes, call the police. Yeah. Yeah, I beat his ass. Well, yeah, but like, what if he had a knife or a gun or, you know, like, I mean, he sues you because then he gets hurt in the fight. Like, I mean, you don't want to do that realistically. For what? Yeah, exactly. Like, why even do that? You can get in trouble too. Yeah, exactly. You dumb chatter? Yeah, you dumb. Like, yeah, ray him in the face. Well, what would that do, right? Like, cause it's like, I mean, cause like, if you want to do that and hit somebody, like, why would you want to hit somebody? Like, I mean, you could do way worse than hitting somebody if you want to be smart about it. So, like, the worst thing to do is to just fucking like guerrilla out at a Walmart, right? Like, you could come up with a million worse things to do to somebody besides that. Like, then you're gonna get yourself in trouble. Yeah, no regulation. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can find out where a person lives. Like, you can do all kinds of shit. Like, so why even try to like why try to go get in a fight at a Walmart? It's stupid.
And honestly, all of us are extremely lucky that no one else was harmed from this.
Yeah. I threw them away. Yeah, I bet you did. Yep. I love how he threw them away as if like, okay, well now as if like they had, yeah, like this is like probably $400, $200 of produce there. Yeah, so I just threw them away afterwards, so it's fine.
But also, according to the court documents, it was unknown if he managed to collect all the contaminated items, and Walmart had to remove the remaining produce valued at $931.
Wow.
Here in AZ Central, it says the time between the defendant sprayed the items to when he placed them into the cart left plenty of time for customers to take the contaminated items and purchase them. So for 10 minutes, people could buy produce that he had sprayed with bug exterminator. Again, all for the attention on social media. I mean,
200 likes. Catching a felony for 200 likes. I bet the only reason he went back to remove the contaminated food is because someone in chat reminded him of legal repercussions. I mean, like, I mean, like, that's what I'm guessing too. But even that, I wouldn't even entirely believe.
This dude has been walking around like he's been invincible for so long now, and finally it caught up with him because he fell into that trap of doing more and more insane stuff for content and views because he kept getting away with the last insane stunt. So without a doubt, there's a space for him in the Hall of Fame of internet morons because this guy had successfully played himself and ruined his own life for a little bit of attention online. So now Wolfie is scheduled to be sentenced on June 24th next month, and that's when we'll find out exactly how much time he'll be spending behind the bars. So if this video gets 50,000 likes,
I'm hoping for geez, what would be a good number? I think 15 years. I think 15 years is pretty good. I think 15 to 20 years. That sounds decent. Yeah. put him in there for a bit. Yeah, exactly, right? Because you got to set an example out of this. It's only going to be like 5 years. Yeah, maybe, right? But like, it's got to be at least a number of years to get to make an example out of him. Yeah, 15 years for spraying bug spray. Yep. You see, like, to me, like, you have to keep in mind that the way that laws are made, one of the reasons why you have certain punishments is as a deterrent. And so, like, for example, if a police officer could, if you got pulled over for a DUI and you failed your breathalyzer test and the police officer just shoots you right in the head, immediate execution, you're dead. Do you want to know what would happen with drunk driving? It would go way down. It would go way down. Everybody would stop drunk driving because they'd be fucking terrified of getting shot in the head and being killed instantly. And so whenever you think about how to make a behavior stop, you have to figure out why the behavior is happening, assign a value to that, and then create a repercussion that has a higher value than that. And it is so high that it will make other people afraid of doing it. That's how you change human behavior. So should farmers be convicted for spraying pesticides that are way worse? Is there a reason why commercial products are not for general public? Well, no. Farmers are are convicted for spraying pesticides that are worse. Well, no, because those pesticides are made, like, what? That's like saying, should somebody driving a stolen car get arrested because somebody is driving a car that's not stolen? What? What are you thinking?
Show up to the courthouse and cover the sentencing.
Yeah.
And feel free to subscribe if you want me to go to the courthouse. And other than that, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video. So I would also recommend clicking it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
So
I've grown quite worried.
Give me a second. I will probably watch this tomorrow. I don't know if I get around to it today. But like, this is what's really been going on. Social media should be paid out to the victims. In my opinion, like, this is it. RFK beat him up as a punishment. No. It's not about that. Disagree with Zach. Immediate execution won't change the volume of fear. People would more likely get angry about the escalation of negligence. I think to some degree, if medicine is too extreme, it'll have the opposite effect. I don't think so at all.
Things have gotten...
I don't think so at all. I think that, so here's let me think of a number of good examples of this. It's not true. Yeah, it's just not true. Let me think of a good example of why people are afraid of doing things. So, I mean, Dubai is a great example. Look at El Salvador. So they just arrested all the people that were committing crime, and then the crime stopped happening. That was pretty much about it. And so, like, you have plenty of examples. Singapore, right? In Singapore, you can go to jail for littering. There's nobody who's littering over there. It's very rare. It's probably a very clean country. So they're everyone with tats. Yeah, and guess what? The problem pretty much went away. And so the idea that the punishment is not like, every criminal makes a calculated decision. Most criminals do not plan on getting caught, but they do plan on, if they get caught, having some form of way of getting out of it. So if something is a really, really bad punishment, they will avoid doing certain things because they're afraid of that, because they're worried about getting in trouble. It's risk management. There is a reason why all of these guys go and do this in places like Japan and the United States and places in Europe, and they're not doing it in China, Russia, or Singapore, or Dubai, or North Korea. There's a reason why they're not doing it there, and it's because they have risk management. They understand exactly what the risks are, and they make decisions based off of those risks. Is the purpose of law is vengeance, though? Is the purpose of law vengeance? Answer is sometimes yes. And it's also about, it's vindication as well. It's very important that people that do things that are bad and that are antisocial, and especially things that hurt other people, they get metaphorically crucified. It's extremely important that that happens, because if it doesn't happen, then you have society degrade into a culture of people that are constantly dangerous, hostile, aggressive, and problematic. And so it's about sending a message. Yes, it's very important about sending a message. And so I don't view prison entirely about rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is a nice secondary effect. Like it would be good if you could rehabilitate a person, but it's more important than rehabilitating a person is protecting the people that don't need to be rehabilitated. So the goal that I have with a lot of these laws, I've said this before, is that the focus should be protecting the people and creating a culture in society where people can feel like they're safe. And I think that criminals feeling like they're not safe is a good thing. And them being afraid, like, oh, well, you just get put in prison and that's all that happens, and like they don't care about you, etc. Yeah, of course, that's the point. That's the point. The cruelty is the point. And if you want to avoid the cruelty, don't do the action. Nobody made him do that. He did this himself. He chose to do this. He's a grown man. He's making this decision himself. And so the way that you handle these people is you have to a certain degree, brutalize them. And if you do that, you stop the behavior. And the goal is to stop the behavior. And it can't be too extreme, bro. Oh, I'm not being extreme. This isn't extreme. This is normal. Yeah, no, that's it. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Yeah, exactly. And the active ingredients, the parathoids also use pesticides. Yeah, sure. The active ingredients in raid, the parathoids, which they also use for pesticides on crops and lots of other stuff. Exactly what I won't acknowledge this. Why are you trying to argue that it's the same as spraying pesticides and killing people? Like, spraying poison, like, this is done obviously with malicious intent to make people sick. It's the same thing, like, it's the same as putting the thing in the frying pan, the ice in the fryer. It's very obvious that this person is doing it with malicious intent. You're trying to obfuscate by making some kind of like weird abstract comparison with pesticides and farmers, but this is a totally different conversation, and that's not even what's being discussed right now. It's a totally different issue. And so actually, what an idiot. Yeah, I'm actually just going to scroll up and just ban that person, because it's just such a, what a weird thing to say. And oh, it looks like I don't know where it is.
What can I do for you?
Comment again and say something stupid. Just go back and ban him. And there's no reason to even.
This could use some repairs.
But anyway, so that's the way that you handle people. And someone say poor people and the minorities get the brunt of the justice system. How do you make it so a justice system is racially and class blind? Well, I don't know if it's happening to a black person or a white person. The majority of people in prison are men. We don't talk about how we need to arrest more women, do we? No, of course not. It's retarded. The problem is the action. The person committing the action doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's a woman, a man, a black person, a white person, an Asian. It doesn't make any difference. I don't care if they're poor or rich. Why would I care about that? The action is bad objectively. And so it should be treated that way. Yeah, women get less time. They should. Oh, sorry. They do, and they shouldn't. What the fuck is wrong with people? Why do you have to explain this? The reason why a lot of... So here's the reason why I have to explain it to people. The reason why is because a lot of these people live in a media apparatus that views any sort of application of the justice system through the lens of racial parity, which should not be that's not the goal. The application of the justice system is to remove crime. That's its goal. And so, like, that's the reason why. It's because they're thinking about it from a completely different foundation, and it's a wrong foundation. Every race breaks the law. Yeah, exactly. It's the same as, like, basically, if 100% of all crimes were committed by women, we wouldn't call them being in jail sexist. No, definitely. And do you agree that bail and fines target the lower class? Yeah, I do. I do. And I don't know, like, for fines and stuff like that, how do you handle fines for a person that's, like, making more money? I think that scaling fines for people that make more money is probably a good idea. Like, for example, if you're speeding and you're a millionaire, I think that you should get a bigger speeding ticket than if you're an average person. Because again, the goal is about making the behavior not happen. So and it's not fair, by the way, that happens, but it's also not fair that they're speeding. So again, the goal is not about making it fair for the person who's doing the bad action. The goal is making it fair for the people who are doing the good actions and are victims of bad actions. So that's always like, I always think about it from that perspective. But that's just really true. Yeah, and so that's how I think about it. Is that that's not possible? Yeah, it is. European countries do it already. And so all you need to do, and again, I'm going to explain it to you guys like really, really simple, right? Is that all you need to do is figure out why somebody is doing something, figure out what they're getting out of it, and then figure out how to take that thing away from them and how to create a counter incentive that's worse than what they're getting, and then you will make the behavior stop. This is simple psychology. This is how you train a rat. It's how you train a dog. It's
I challenge you to a duel.
It's how you train a society.
I do.
This is
And pull
it
it
works
out.
all the way down.
If I'm to...
So all you do is you figure that out and you do it right. That's it. And so anyway, and we rise, yes, clearly, scaling fines is so unfair. I agree. I think that it is unfair. And that's why I would do it. As a measure and a show of intent and deliberateness. It is unfair. And that's the thing. Is that like I'm not the goal is for me, it's not about being fair. It's about and it's also like who's it fair
I challenge you
to?
to a duel.
So, and you think about it, and this is the problem that you have, is that you're thinking about it as like it being fair to the criminal. How is it fair to everybody else on the road that this criminal gets to just pay a fine that's effectively pocket change to them, and they can continue doing what they were doing with no consequence? How is it fair to them? So are we going to think about what's fair to the one person who is actively doing something wrong that they know is wrong? Or are we going to think about what's fair to the hundreds of other people who are trying to do the right thing and they're put at risk because of this one person?
Now you're in trouble!
And so that's it.
Sorry, lad.
And what about punch card before jail?
Let me try it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I think in some cases
tend to my
that's
wood.
bullshit that you're protected. Well, yeah, sure, but like, I mean, that's why you would make the fine higher. Fines are average for lawbreakers. Rich people spending less. Crime is only punished because it hurts the state's income. If crime freed up people from resources, government would not punish as hard. Yeah, either way, punishment by definition isn't fair, which is why they work. Yeah, I think so. But either way, I could go back and forth on this a lot. Eventually, you'll be on the other side.
Listen, lad, take that off.
What is this here? A lot of people argue with this.
What would you like?
Can we go to semi now?
Fuck it, boy. What did I say about the armor?
Like,
Take it off now.
By this, everybody messes up. You mean like I'm gonna accidentally spray poison on like on bananas? Like what do you think is gonna? What do you mean by this? Like how's it? What does this mean? By that logic, we've all been arrested? Yeah, I don't understand what you mean by this. I'll let this person explain it, and then I was going to watch one more thing. And, yeah. Speeding is a safer way to drive. The less time that you're on the road, the less chance that you'll have to get into an accident. I agree. I think they should change, and that's actually a great point. And so, like, here's the thing, right? Is like if you change the speed limit in school zones from 20 miles an hour to 200 miles an hour, you had to drive 200 miles an hour, you'd solve two problems. Number one, you'd get rid of dumb kids that can't pay attention and don't look both ways before they cross the road. They're stupid. That's natural selection, right? So that's number one. Number two, because the car isn't going to be in the school zone for a long period of time, then collectively you're going to have less cars and less kids getting hit, right? Because the cars are going to go really fast through the school zone. Right? Is that the way that's what makes sense, right? Yes? Okay, good. Perfect. Great. We've got a brilliant mind in chat. I just think there needs to be fairness for criminals. Why? Why have you decided this? Also, by the way, do you want to know what's really funny? I think that this is very well known at this point. I've had a lot of friends go to prison. Many of them still have phones, and so they communicate with like friends of ours that are out of prison. There are a number of guys that watch me that are in prison that think I'm great. Yeah. So like, yeah, I don't have a problem with this at all. Yeah, I think I'm great. Yeah, I had somebody tell me that yesterday.
You look
that,
terrible.
That would know. If you were accused, you would want it to be fair.
I'd like a set of clothes for the wedding.
You've come
Yeah,
to the
of
right
course I would
place.
want a fair
I'm sure
trial.
you'll find something
Why
you
would I-
like. And when you change into it, I'll tell you right away if it's
what is
appropriate
this?
for
Like,
the wedding. I know
What
what
do you
I'm
mean
talking
by-
about.
Yeah, of
I'm
course you'd
invited
want a
too.
duh.
I sewed clothes
Sure, of
for the
course.
groom.
I'll have a look at the wear.
Yeah, I don't even. This is a waste of time to talk about. This is just a moron. Chatter's advocating for criminals and trying to justify it. No, there's no thinking involved, right? Again, there's no thinking. And yeah, you probably took the crucifixion part literally. Well, I did say metaphorically right after, right, or right before. So yeah, the problem with making it punishment too hard is life is not all about breaking laws. There are plenty of laws that are only there that in reality to help the bottom 20%. Of 20% of people to not fuck up? Well, I don't know. It depends on what it is, right? What if the laws themselves are corrupt? Well, obviously that's bad. But this isn't the example of it, and that's not what's happening. Okay. So apparently Decoy Voice made a video about me. Oh boy. Here we go. Let's see it. All right.
Asmongold versus Hassan isn't quite like The Rock fighting John Cena, but like when John Cena shows up when you're just about to go, as Hassan desperately tries to drag down Asmongold.
Black fatigue? Oh yeah. Asmongold is entertaining the new meta of black fatigue, which is like, I'm sorry, the lamest way to be a white supremacist.
When Asmongold can easily prove Hassan wrong.
It's actually embarrassing. Like, what is this?
It is embarrassing.
This is crazy.
Yeah. You just can't openly be racist. You have to just be like, oh, I just have black fatigue.
This is exactly why black fatigue is a thing. Black fatigue isn't a thing. Why are you literally just lying?
As this isn't even the first time Hassan has tried to spread lies about Asmongold.
You just make shit
Asmongold
up,
on
bro.
top.
Oh God.
First time Hassan has tried to spread lies about Asmongold.
Asmongold on top. Bro, Asmongold thinks dudes that look like you should perish from the national borders of this country. He's like, Asmongold be like, you're close enough in San Diego. Might as well move to the other side of the border. And this,
as he constantly frames Asmongold as a racist.
India had Gandhi. It's the country of peace and harmony. Asmongold had a fairly balanced take. Dude, Asmongold would literally laugh at you being ethnically if you're Indian, okay? He thinks brown are inferior. What the f are you talking about?
Oh man, it's crazy to see them lined up. You know what I mean? Whenever you line them all up, oh man, that's crazy. Who says shit like this?
So between the fatigue comment, the comments about Mexicans and Indians, all within what seems to be a month, this just looks like projection more than anything, as I've watched a fair bit of Asmongold streams recently, and I've never seen him bring up race against anybody. So Hassan's constant projection seems more like a self-confession more than anything. But it's the least of Hassan's worries, as what happened in DC put...
The thing is that, of course, I don't do that, right? And I've made tons of racial jokes. I'm going to make tons more. But the fact is that I don't know, like, I don't know why you have to make up bullshit. I don't understand it. It's very, very weird. But that's just what people do. People love making up bullshit.
All eyes on Hassan, especially when he seemed
Worried about the
almost
price.
cover.
All right, I'm listening.
Not Mr. False Flag at all, but like every single thing that he did in the aftermath of the is so crazy that it's like you could not have designed a better false flag incident
That's
like
almost
this. I'm not saying
unacceptable.
it is a false flag incident at all. I'm not saying that. I think this is
I hope
just
you'll
a,
be satisfied.
dude who
What do you think you're
is
doing?
Genuine in his actions and maybe, you know, a little bit brain broken.
A little bit. There's a little bit. I mean, a little bit.
When Hassan read the manifesto, even when on emoji-only mode, his live chat seemed to support him. But that shouldn't be
Well,
surprising.
it's a self-report, right? I mean, it's obvious the reason why he went onto emote-only mode, and it's obvious the reason why all of the emotes were the hearts. Everybody knows it. It's obvious. I mean, that's it. I mean, what do you even say? It's embarrassing? It is. It's embarrassing.
As Hassan has been known specifically for this for a while. And after those murders took place, everyone knew Hassan was screwed, as he would either need to call the killer out for being evil and alienate the audience that he's cultivated that supports it, or he doubles down and goes easy on the shooter, making it look like he supports it himself. Either way, he's losing. But after Hassan's Saturday stream, he was banned off Twitch, where he shared it was over his improper handling of...
Aiden got banned for less? Yeah, no, Aiden Ross did get banned for less. Aiden Ross got banned for unmoderated chat and that was a permanent
What
suspension.
are you here for?
And he
What do you
was
think?
permanently suspended.
Can I wear
for
this to the
years.
wedding?
Magnificent. I couldn't
Destiny
have picked,
too.
I
Destiny
think.
got banned for something different. But how can
Excuse
they be
me?
expected to modest chat?
I'm
The
looking
thing
for
is that,
someone. A friend
like,
of
for
mine.
example, earlier today, we were talking about like that guy.
one who ended up in the pillory with me.
That black fatigue video.
Loads of people have been in
And
the pillory.
there were people in my
and
chat that were saying things that
you
were
know
racist.
what it's like. I'm really busy right now.
The difference,
You
though,
haven't
is
seen him,
that
then?
I was actively
Tall,
disagreeing with it,
fair
saying
haired,
that it was wrong,
fancies himself and talks
not
like a noble.
being in favor of it.
Sorry, but
That's
I'm
the big
swamped
difference
with
there.
work because of the Semeen
So
wedding.
it's not that these
Everyone
people
wants
are
new
in the
clothes from
community,
me.
because you're
Even
going to
Bashka
have
the
bad
butcher
actors
ordered a
and people
jacket
that are
fit for a
saying these
king,
things in a
and he
chat
isn't
room.
even going
That's
to the
what
wedding.
happens.
So
You've got
no,
thousands of people in a chat
I
room.
haven't
You're gonna
seen
have
your
a few
friend, and I
crazy
can't
messages.
help you. Sorry.
But the reality is that whenever you're playing into it and you're not moderating it at all, and you're not even pushing back about it publicly, you've got some problems.
propaganda, as obviously Pepsi and Disney don't want their advertisements played between clips of Hassan talking about false flags, how the guy was genuine in his actions, and reading the manifesto while hearts get spammed in the chat. But it doesn't really mean anything when apparently the ban was just for 24 hours, essentially just giving him Sunday off. Where Asmongold chimes in, stating it's more of a reward than a punishment, as it just gives him more attention. And Grums calls out how being mean to someone on Twitch gets you a 2-week ban. Asmongold got a 2-week ban, and this will all come back to bite Twitch in the near future. As
it will. This will become a bigger and bigger problem every single time that it happens. Every time that there's a flare-up, every time that there is a event like this that happens, everybody is going to bring up all of the inconsistent moderation that Twitch has and the toxic elements of the website, and it's going to simply hurt the website more and more and more. And so eventually what's going to happen, and you're seeing even Canute talk about this, Mizkif talk about this, the ad revenue for Twitch is dropping dramatically And the reason why it's dropping so much is because people are not advertising on the website. Number one, because Amazon obviously does a bad job serving ads. And number two, because the website has gotten a worse and worse reputation. And you'd have to be a fool to think that none of these advertisers care about this or hear about this at all. Think about how many people have sent emails to these advertisers complaining
What can I do
about
for you?
this. Probably thousands. Yeah, there's been a lot of people.
Can we go to semi
Actually
now?
killing the platform?
Wasn't
Yeah,
too
no,
hard,
we'll
was
kill
it?
the platform.
You're looking quite spruce, in fact.
Seems it already is.
Don't have to worry
with some
about you.
people
It's
reporting
here.
a 50%
Hold your
reduction
horses
in
for a
ad
while,
revenue,
Henry.
while others
I
report a
need to wash 'em.
75% cut, now considering
Welcome,
moving to other
blacksmith.
platforms.
We were
And
beginning
should.
to worry. I bet
they
you
should.
were.
I
I'm
think
bringing
the
a wedding
future is
present.
multi-streaming,
Look who's
and it's about
finally
getting your
here.
content out to as much
Welcome,
people as
Radovan.
And you
Henry.
can no longer rely on Twitch.
Well,
Hello, 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 hello.
And
your son deserves the
Hello,
best.
hello, 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 hello.
No, hold on.
Mic check, mic check, mic
I'd be
check.
glad if you gave it to
After
Older
I do it.
yourself. I'd be honored.
Has Laura von Bergov arrived
like
yet?
that
Henry,
will,
that's none
I
of your
think it will be a
business.
very,
It's
very
all
big
right,
moment.
Radovan. I understand his curiosity.
Migration's real? Yeah.
Lord von
And we'll
Berghoff
have to
isn't
wait and
here
see.
yet. But
But I think that
Chamberlain
a lot of
Ulrich
people are
assures
waiting
me
on
he'll
somebody
arrive
to do
any
it,
moment now.
and for it to actually kind of like happen. Because like why don't you now? Honestly, because I haven't set it up.
Sir, could I ask you to introduce me to Laura von
I'll
Berghoff?
probably start.
God's
sometime.
nails. I'm sure his lordship
How about
will
that?
have nothing better to do than talking to my apprentice.
We'll see, Henry.
Hassan says the
Now,
same.
unfortunately, I have other things
pressure
to attend
institutions
to.
hard enough
What are
that
those
Twitch actually
beggars still
enforces
doing
some
by
sort
the
of
gate?
ban.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought
And
I
then
made
what?
it
I go
clear I
on
wanted them
YouTube,
gone,
start
didn't
my,
I?
I drove them off.
Continue live
But
streaming
they
on
came back.
YouTube.
They just won't
YouTube
take
is
no
not
for an
going to
answer.
take these
At
kinds
least
of,
close the
pressures
gate for now
seriously.
so the guests
one.
don't see them. They must be gone before Sir Otto arrives. Do you understand?
Oh dear, you seem rather worried. Will it have to do with your guest of honor?
I'm afraid of it ending up in disgrace. I wouldn't want Sir Otto to take offense and leave before he gives Older his blessing.
Man. He doesn't know? I guess not.
This guy already destroyed Twitch revenue, so don't come over to YouTube to do the same, as I, like many people, could not survive a sudden 75% pay cut. I got a sick cat that just turned...
Well, let's just real quick. I mean, how many YouTubers do
Is
you
there
know
anything
that
I can do to
censor
help?
content in their videos
No,
constantly
Henry,
because
it's
they're
nice
afraid
of you to
getting
offer
their
your
videos
help, but I
demonetized
can't
or
ask
getting
that of
suspended?
you. What kind of
Like,
host
I mean,
would that
Decoy
make me?
did this, like,
Don't
5
worry
times
about it,
inside
sir.
of this video
Since Henry is
already
volunteering,
itself.
why not take
So
up
I
his
think that
offer?
that proves
If he
it
proves
immediately
himself,
that that's
you
not
can
true.
introduce him to Lord Van Berghoff
YouTube
as a
might not give
reward.
in to pressures through
If
the
that's what he
ADL, but they'll
wants.
give in to
I
other
promise I
pressures
won't
and
bring
they have other
shame to you.
problems that are worse.
Oh, we'll see. I've got to make some arrangements with the cook, but come and see me
15
later.
that
In the
now needs
meantime, you can
expensive
introduce yourself to
prescription-grade
the
cat
bailiff's
food.
son,
But also,
Svartopluck over there.
Hassan has no idea
You're the
how much
same
more
age,
censorship he would
so I
face
think you'll
on
get
this
along just
platform
fine.
versus the
That's
platform
right,
that
Henry.
lets him get away
Svatja.
with essentially
He's fun
everything.
to be around.
As I'm convinced
God's nails.
Twitch
I bet he'll
prioritizes
show you the
spreading
prettiest
propaganda
girls around.
higher than bringing in ad dollars. And
There's
Hassan
plenty of
should
other
ban-
entertainment
They
too.
do. They do.
Bailiff
And it's
Thrash
because the
is holding a
people that are
dice
making ban
tournament,
decisions don't
and
have
Captain
anything to do
Gnarly
with
a
making
dueling
money.
contest.
They get paid a flat
In
salary
short,
and that's it.
a proper wedding. Eat and drink to your heart's
So moving to
content.
YouTube
Rejoice.
would probably fizzle out
It's
his
a
career
big
even
day for
faster.
Samir.
As even with
One
Twitch's
more
front page
thing,
features,
What
Hassan
else?
slips
Did I
even
forget
farther
something?
behind as
They're,
and as Tectone calls it out,
weapons.
Hassan just doesn't drive
Yes,
viewership.
yes, of course. Please leave your weapons with Tuma. You surely understand it's for security.
All our weapons?
Well, the wedding present is an exception, of course. Keep it safe, Radovan.
40,000 viewers coming over to watch NMP's game day. Didn't show up.
Which makes sense. By the way. Makes sense. I wouldn't even criticize Hassan for that. I mean, that's like, for example, you know, if I do a beauty tutorial, I don't think a lot of people would want to watch that unless it was ironic. You know, Hassan does one type of content, so if he goes and does something different, obviously less people are going to watch because
I
that's
didn't
not
know
what he
you
built
were
his audience.
such an expert on the female soul.
But like, I think
You're
that obviously,
forgetting
like,
I
yeah,
have a
sure.
younger sister. From her, I
Said this before.
Hey,
Whatever
I know you.
viewership you get
You
with
fought
a
with us at the
front-page feature
tavern.
on any platform is your absolute cap. So I wouldn't be
Nice.
surprised if Hassan moved
That
off
was some
platform
brawl.
without the
Right,
insane
you,
levels of support he gets from
you
Twitch.
fought
to
brave.
only average a
Both
couple
you
thousand
and that
live
friend of
viewers.
yours.
Well, that's
You who
why
are
Hassan
outnumbered,
acts like
but you
Asmongold
still
X,
gave us a
constantly
run
acting out
for
just
our
hoping
money.
He'll acknowledge him.
And say a collective thank you to the government for keeping us.
But you were better. If they hadn't broken it up, we probably wouldn't have stood a chance.
Aye, well, you wouldn't have avoided the stocks either way. People in the village don't like strangers, and my father's no different.
I thought of saying this.
Anyway, as far as you and I are concerned, let's let bygones be bygones. All good?
It's all good.
See? I'm no idiot. Just can't stand stuck-up fellas. And you're not one of them, are you?
I hope not.
I know you're not. You're a good lad, I can tell. What do they call you?
Henry.
Sort of thing.
I'm Svatya. The pretty girl getting married today is my sister.
So I've heard.
This is Vitek.
Of course.
Which
We
has
know
been
each other.
told has zero
Henry
use for.
saved my pa's hide from the wolves.
I heard about that. First the wolves and then the injured leg.
Don't do it anybody.
And that was just the beginning.
Aye,
That's
my pa.
And that's it.
And his drinking.
And it is what it is.
I'm afraid he's not going to fare much better today. He was asking
That's why
after
I don't
you.
consider this a
Did you talk
rivalry
yet?
as much as a charity. Because sadly, an influencer's career is oftentimes based off of relevance, and nothing makes you more relevant than a public beef with a larger creator. Just look at how the H3 Hassan
Not yet.
debate ended up
If
with
you wanna
even
talk to him,
averaging more
you'd
concurrent
better hurry up.
viewers than Hassan, as
Him,
everybody's
he'll be
too
sloppy.
interested in
Is that
their
true?
Quiet, you two.
own beliefs to acknowledge.
Now I don't know what he said to
How do
her.
you look at viewership on YouTube?
Christ. Look at her face.
Whose?
Look over there.
Let me
That
see if I
pretty
can find
girl and the sad sack trying to impress her.
That's our friend, Wojtek.
What's it about?
When some poor lass catches his eye, he buzzes around
Is
her
it
like a wasp.
productions?
And makes an incredible fool of himself.
That's not it.
And
This
who's
is
the
his
girl?
main channel.
Mishka.
What's his
Her ma
podcast?
is old Samin's cook. That asshole Wojtek thinks he's going to win her over with some idiotic verse.
H3 podcast.
Poor girl.
This has got to be
What
it,
if she
right?
really isn't interested?
Then you could go and save her from Wojtek,
I'm
eh?
not sure if this is it or
Jesus
not. I have
Christ.
No idea.
There's an idea.
Yeah,
Let's
this is
bet
it. Yeah,
on
it
who
doesn't
has a
show
better
average
chance with
viewers.
Mishka. Vulgar Wojtek
subscribers
or handsome
video
Henry.
Statistics. Yeah, it doesn't
I'd
show
like
it.
to
You
see
can't
that.
viewers. Yeah, I
You're
have no
on.
idea.
My money's on
I'd have to
Henry.
go and check.
10 groschen. So off you go, dust off your hose, tuck in your shirt, and go and win her heart.
Legend objective
I'll wager
footage.
10
So it doesn't
groschen
matter if you
he
look like
fails.
an idiot shouting Ethan and the word racist over and over. You still
in.
manage to regain
Whoa.
relevance. The problem
I didn't
being,
expect you to
this time
agree
he's
right
gaining
away.
relevance for the wrong reasons.
You're an animal.
As Zach highlights
You
how
and
people
I
like
will
Hassan
get along
are actually
just
holding
fine.
back the
Well, you get
entire
along with
liberal
everybody.
movement.
Well, that is,
Admits that they have a
if
major
you don't
problem
punch them in
with
the
that,
mouth at
those
first
my
sight.
phrases won't be resolved. Yes, exactly. Like this is the big issue is that they
I don't know
it
who
is
I pity more.
impossible for them to admit that they have a problem.
It happens.
It is impossible. They cannot and refuse to admit that they have a single problem with this, and that's it.
With Tectone pointing out how it also holds Twitch back.
I'm so worried that if this behavior isn't addressed, if this isn't punished fully, there's no way I would be going to TwitchCon this year. I would be mortified. I would feel so.
I wouldn't either. Honestly. Like, there were a number of examples of people that were, like, there was that one kick streamer that, like, sexually
You don't have to look at the
assaulted
poor
in
animal when his
Kuwait.
lordship brings it back all
And
worn
Twitch
out.
didn't do anything about that, and they didn't try to press charges on him.
I'll massage them for you.
And like
Oh,
at that
Mishka,
point,
dearest.
and there's also
You
been
give
like,
me
other
no
stories
rest.
Of that was crazy.
Isn't
Yeah,
it the
I
other
would
way
never go to
around?
TwitchCon.
You keep me awake at night.
You
Like,
poor
I mean,
thing.
that's it. I mean,
Try
it's just, yeah.
a
I mean,
decoction
why,
of
the
Melissa
ball
and
pit?
Valerian.
Well, no, it's
How
not
I
just
long
that,
to
because
hold
they're
you
dudes.
tight.
I can hardly breathe as it
inappropriate
is.
dude? Yeah, I know.
Greetings.
But it doesn't really
How I
matter.
long to
Especially
kiss
not
your
now.
lips.
Well, the
And,
other thing too. Well, that was something that wasn't a Twitch.
Put
Like, I mean,
my
that's something
hands on
that
your
happened
hips.
outside of Twitch.
Enough.
Like, I'm talking about TwitchCon.
I can't listen to
specifically.
another
Like,
word.
why is it
That makes two
this
of us.
person wasn't?
And you are
Like,
who?
why did you
I'm
not
Henry.
charge this person for trespassing? Why
What do
didn't
you want
do
here?
something about this? Because Twitch not doing anything about it, what they just did is they said you can get a viral clip sexually harassing streamers at TwitchCon.
To
and
make
it's
the acquaintance
okay
of the
to
young
do that
damsel.
because we won't hold you accountable.
If she's willing, of course.
She's not willing.
That's
and she has no
crazy.
interest in your nonsense.
That's
The
insane.
damsel has a voice and a name.
And may I know it? Or is that impertinent?
Mishka.
Existing.
Now look
knowing
here.
how many
Anything
people
wrong?
that convention
I spoke to her
are consuming
first.
this content.
Are we on the
I
marketplace
absolutely
here?
would not
You
go.
think you can amuse
Which brings
Mishka
up a
more?
much larger
That's
issue.
a joke.
Why would you want to go to a huge in-person convention just to be around the people in Hassan's live chat? And the more the mainstream starts to notice Hassan's insane antics, the harder it'll be for Twitch to scrub his stink off of their brand. And then I don't know what will
You're a
hurt
joke.
Hassan more.
And that's
getting
all you
booted
can
off the
do to amuse
platform
Mishka?
Or handing over his crown.
If you hadn't
to a
interrupted us so rudely, I'd
Why
have recited a
doom scroll
poem
on
to the
social
girl.
media all
You?
day when you have
A poem?
Mike Concise,
You mean one that
lighthearted
rhymes?
commentary on
Like,
the tragic status
"Darling
that is today's
dear,
reality.
bring me a beer."
So subscribe to Decoy Voice.
So recite one yourself if you're so clever.
For himself. And good one. And so let me go back and look at this. Yeah, I think in general, like the way
Leave
that
it
this
off.
is,
Mishka's
the
not
way this
interested
is
in any
handled by
poems.
Twitch, I think
Finally.
it's going to
Thank
really,
you.
really
Mishka.
massively backfire.
Is it true?
It's going to
Aye.
backfire in a
And if you didn't
tremendously
listen
bad way.
only to yourself,
and I don't think
you'd
Twitch
realise
fully
that.
understands
But
the implications.
I thought you liked
and
it.
the level of
Do you know what it means to think?
like of
don't
problem
understand
that
this
this
at
is going to
all.
create.
Doom scroll on
girls
social
like
media all day
poems.
when you
It's
have
really
Mike
good.
All of
Concise,
them.
lighthearted
Mom said so.
commentary on the
Recite
tragic
to your
status that is
mother.
today's reality. So
And give 'em
subscribe to
my greeting.
Decoy Voice.
But
Sorry I didn't realise right away.
Better
There it
late
is.
than
I'll
never.
link you guys a video.
Wojtek
And,
still
this
hasn't
is one
figured
I
it
guess
out,
just
though.
came out today.
Hey,
But yeah,
come
Twitch
along
is starting
with
to
me,
sound like Chris
Henry.
versus Bloods. Maybe do you
Fucking
think
hell.
Twitch moderation?
see what you did? Mishka would
I
be
don't
mine
think
if it
corrupt
wasn't
is
for
the
your
right
meddling.
word. I think the right word is biased, and I think that they are biased. And I think that that bias and the transparency of that bias is it's so evident that there's no way anybody can deny
Isn't it better here?
And I think it's a ginger of it. It is. It is.
It's a
The
nice
bias
place.
makes them corrupt, though.
Thanks for showing it to
that's
me.
That's the
It's
word
definitely
I use.
quieter
If you want to
here.
use corrupt, you can use
I
that
come
word.
here
I'm
when
not
I
gonna
want to be
tone
alone.
police you.
Or
I'm
when
just
I'm
saying that's
washing
the way that I
laundry.
think about it. That's the way that I see it. So,
You want to be alone?
yeah, I mean, progressive bias is
At a
down.
wedding?
Yeah, it's extremely severe.
I like
And I
weddings.
think that the worse
Only
that
fellas
it
like
gets,
Wojtek spoil the fun
worse
for
that
me
you're
a
going to
bit.
start
Every
seeing more and more
time.
people that are
Some
going to
fella
bring this
comes
up,
sniffing around
and
me,
they're not
telling
biased,
me
they
how
are the bias.
pretty I
Well,
am,
yeah, sure,
how
right?
clever,
But, like,
how
that's what I'm
well I
really saying.
dance.
And I bet Karen's
Or
really
about
cool.
how he's
I
so
mean,
rich,
I don't know who's running it,
smart,
but
and
like
God
it's people
knows
that
what
don't know what
else.
they're doing. And so yeah, it's really that simple. Give me 1 second, I can use the bathroom. Yeah, corruption implies they're being paid off. Yeah,
You
they're not
mustn't
being
put up
paid
with it,
off.
Mishka.
You're a fine one to talk. Enough of that. I'd rather hear about you. Like, where you're from, what you're doing here. You're not a local. I'd know you if you were,
Where am I from?
unless it's a secret, of course.
I'm from Skalitz.
And what's this Skalitz of yours like?
Burned down.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't want to bring up sad memories. Wouldn't you like to dance? It'll take your mind off things.
Then afterwards, something more?
How do you mean?
Well, I'd like to get to know you better. Close up.
Then it seems we've misunderstood each other. I've got neither the time nor the mood for suitors. I just wanted to have a dance.
So, we'll have a dance at least, then.
I'm no longer in the mood somehow.
Hmm.
Smart lad.
Unless, would you look at that? How did it go?
Mishka's a nice girl. I'm glad I got to know her.
I don't doubt it.
Where? Really? I mean, Blowing Door, thanks for your gifted subs, man. You gift a lot of subs. I really appreciate it, man.
Talk.
Thank you.
That's all.
Give him a break.
3-minute military.
Not everyone's a
Either way,
That's
let me
true. Oh well, that's why everybody here.
Yeah, I can watch it.
I should go and see Lord Semi. He looked worried, and I promised I'd help him. He'll introduce me to Lord von Burgle.
Which fire? Is this it right here? Yeah? Okay. Sorry, let me eat this. Eat a little bit of beef jerky. I was hungry. Do you really think that song gives me points lies? I don't know. I can't know what's in somebody's head.
No more distractions.
Wait. Let me start again. So this is the new ad for the military.
No more distractions. No more electric tanks. No more gender confusion. No more climate change worship. We are laser focused on our mission of warfighting.
We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. It's called peace through strength.
You look into the eyes of these young Americans who are giving up the best years of their life in a uniform to serve their nation. They are incredible.
Through our power and might, we will lead the world to peace. Our friends will respect us, our enemies will fear us, and the whole world will admire the unrivaled greatness.
Bro, showing kill cams in the ad? Oh my god.
Of the United States
Jesus.
military. We will replenish the pride of our armed forces, end the recruitment crisis.
We don't fight because we hate what's in front of us. We fight because we love what's behind us.
God bless you. God bless our armed forces. God bless our men and women serving overseas. And God bless the United States of America.
Man. Is this a new COD? Yeah, I guess so. It's so glorified, it's crazy. Yeah, it is. No, I think that this kind of stuff, I mean, obviously, there's a reason why a lot of people are joining the military now. I mean, this is... And also, notice there's no women in the whole video. I was thinking about that. I was like, are they going to show, like, any female soldiers? No. Literally none. And, what's this here? No one is joining the military? What? you realize the military enlistment is at, like, an all-time high, right? Like, yeah, that's not true. Yeah, the numbers are way, way, way up. And, yeah, what do you mean? And Fate, yeah, more people joining. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just kind of obvious. Recruitment surge. Yeah, of course. And I'm a recruiter. It's definitely up. Are you sure about that? I mean, I'm as sure about it as I can be about something, right? Give me 1 second. Hello? Hey, what's up? Yeah, what about it? Yeah, sure. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, when I joined up, I joined today's Modern Action Army, and it was in '68, which was after the Tet Offensive. Well, right as the Tet Offensive was occurring.
Yeah.
And the country had already kind of began to drift away from the war. But at first, in '65, '64, they were all. It was not quite this militant, but they were having ads like this.
Yeah.
For joining today's Modern Action Army.
Yeah, sure.
And it worked for a lot of guys, and but the thing is that right now, only 1% of our fucking population serves in the military, and of course, my parents.
Yeah.
They were from World War II. They were still in this military mind, and we're just coming out of the the post-Vietnam thing.
Yeah, sure.
And with shots like that, where there's a whole ring of
yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Throw them away.
Mm-hmm.
That was now during. If they showed that same shot during Nam, I mean, it'd be on the evening news and. They trash everybody, so it's interesting to see how this has come kind of
Full circle? Yeah.
Yeah, since I was a kid. I told you that one of the hit shows in the 1950s was Victory at Sea. All it was black and white war footage from fighting in the Pacific.
Well, now they're showing kill cams of the Houthis, so I guess it's back again.
Yeah, but not the hit show. Victory at Sea was a hit show, the #1 hit show. And so I wonder how many guys, I mean, now, the jet flying is cool shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like a buddy of mine I told you, all four.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get back to it, but I'll give you a call later on, okay? After I finish up.
Really interesting to see this shit.
Yeah. No, it is. It's not a surprise to see more people joining. Definitely.
I don't know whether there are more.
Everybody says it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe everybody's lying, but it sure seems that way.
I haven't seen anything about it. I don't know whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, me either.
Because there's more. I'll tell you, when I came back from Nam, there was nobody saying thank you for your service. Anybody, they say that people spitting on you in the airports.
Yeah.
It was a lie. That didn't really happen. That is fucking bullshit. It happened to me. I talked to a guy the other day in the store.
Yeah.
Happened to him. I met more than one guy, vet, coming back from Nam, and even the Army told us, the guy processing us out of the Army, I was getting out.
Yeah.
And he said, before you go to the airport, get your uniforms off and do something with them and put on civvies, because do not go to the airport in a military uniform. Well, I mean, I was carrying a Russian carbine and a Mountain Guard crossbow and a Czech helmet, so it's kind of a little bit hard to not look like I was coming back from Nam, walking around. So I just left my uniform on.
Yeah.
And man, I walked up to a bar, I could clear that bar out for 4 feet to 3 feet next to me.
Damn.
And only one or two, like old Korean vets or something, would come up and have a drink with me. But otherwise, I mean, everybody fucking hated your guts.
Jesus.
And, boy, I mean, yeah. And then even when you come back into civilian work, people are in your face about taking, doing, just smoking a lot of pot.
Oh no, I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, it's like what we were talking about the other day with Rambo. But I gotta get back to it. I'll give you a call probably in just a bit whenever I finish.
Okay, yeah, I gotta come on. Yeah, well, I see a guy just said I smoke a ton of pot. Well, after I got back, I was back in the groove. I smoked it before I went, smoked it after, but in Nam there were juicers and heads, and you were on one team or the other.
Yeah.
And I like the juicers more because the heads just were bombed out, and laying bunks, while the juicers were out, just raising hell at bars and shit.
All right.
So,
okay.
Anyhow, so anyway, guy, I'm with you on the smoking pot.
Yeah.
Just not while I was in Nam.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All righty, I'll see you later on, pal.
Yep. Bye.
Go.
All right. Okay, let's see. There it is. And wait, that's switching out? Yeah, sure. And what's this here? His stories? We recorded a number of videos with him. I'll eventually have to put those up. And I've recorded like 4 or 5, and it's a whole lot. And I might just upload it onto my my YouTube channel at this point. I wasn't going to for a while, and then things changed, and so I might just do that. But you can see, obviously, it's really not a surprise, as I said before, that the guy, whenever you elect a Secretary of Defense that has tattoos of the Crusades all over him, and the guy works out every day, that there's a lot of people that are trying to join the military now. Wow, what a big... who could have fucking guessed that a guy that's doing this... wow. So are you telling me that the impulse that guys have had for the last fucking infinity years is still real? Floating Door, again, thank you for the gifted subs, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I guess so, right? If I was a U.S. citizen, I'd join. Well, I don't know about that, but no fucking way. Yeah, isn't that crazy? And so what you're saying is that we can take back Jerusalem? No, no more wars in the Middle East, please. Please, no. Like, please stop that. I don't want to see that. Absolutely fucking not. Yes, no, just let them fucking deal with it. That's not our issue anymore. Absolutely not. Let me go back. I see if there's any more of this other stuff here. Mono depiction. Well, I don't know if there's anything else really that's going on, but I feel like it's been a number of other things that have happened too. But let's go back. I can see pretty much everything that I was going to look at today. And yeah, a person can get citizenship by joining. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's the case for a lot of things. And I feel like that kind of makes sense, you know, and sure. And yeah. You don't have to be U.S. citizenship to join. You can join the military first citizenship. Kingmaker's getting a release date tomorrow, finally. Yeah, I think so. It's good. I mean, like, I'm glad. Like, I'm kind of hoping that, like, right now for games, there's been a number of games that have come out. Like, I was going to play, like, I've been trying to play more of the Expedition 33 and, like, get through all the end game for that. But, like, then after that, like, there's a few other games I was going to play also. And I'm thinking about right now is Dune on the 5th. Dune is really soon, isn't it? Yeah, it's really soon. That's kind of crazy to think about. Yeah, did you beat Golgra? I did. I beat her. And yeah, I flawlessed it, actually. And it was no problem. Like, the only issue that I had, honestly, was when the, what do you call it? Was when, like, all of the, like, when I'm streaming, I wasn't focused, right? I mean, like, I need to be locked in and focused whenever I'm playing a game. And if I'm not, I mean, things just usually don't go very well for me, right? And so that's generally how things are in like 95% of circumstances. Let me see if I can try this. Let's see. Did you see the what was it? Sorry, let me go back and scroll up and read this. Battlefront 2 broke its player count 3 hours ago. Yeah, I don't know why exactly that was happening. I was going to look at it and find out, but I just haven't really had time to do it. But yeah, eventually I will. Schedule one anytime soon. I said I was going to try that To Kill a God game and maybe try that out and see if it's any good. I don't really know, like, it's one of those games, like, I don't know anything really about it, honestly. I just remember telling them, like, this looks like PoE, right? It's cool. And so maybe I could try that out, play it for a little bit, see what happens. VEO 3. I might try and play it, maybe, like, is it good? Yeah, are people liking it? Yeah, I'm not even sure if it is or not. Like, this is just a demo. So, yeah, new game today. Yeah, I figured I'd try it out, see what happens, and see if it's any good. And I know I need to use the AI thing. I didn't do it today. The reason why I didn't do it today is that I knew what was going on. If you play Battlefront 2, you'll get 100K viewers. I don't know about that. I mean, I'll look at the Battlefront 2 stuff maybe tomorrow and see how it is. So, yeah, I'm not sure. And yeah, just see Jubilee Jordan Peterson video. I did. A lot of people were really negative about Jordan Peterson. They were very angry at him. I don't know why or like what he did wrong, but I have no idea. Apparently, yeah, I have no clue. He did terrible in the debate. He isn't Christian. I have no fucking idea. I feel like people like Jordan Peterson, a lot of people's perspectives with him are like way too extreme in one direction or another. Like they're way too extreme. You said it wasn't Christian? Yeah, and it was weird because like the title of the video was that it was like a Christian debates like these other things. Okay, what is this? Are you ready? Wait, they're already starting it? Okay, give me a minute. All right. Fuck. Let me move it up a little bit. I'll put it up here. Okay, it should be fine. Am I ready? Oh, fuck. Face cam's so big. Yeah, I usually just have it this way. What is it now? What are you playing? To Kill a God. I haven't tried this. Speak the words. Okay. What are they? Rotten world tethered by blade, hand of death, halls by hand. Here we exist for the shadow. Yeah, this is unironically my first time playing this game at all. So I haven't really been involved at all, and I wanted to see like kind of what the new one's gonna be like. We're going to hell now? Is that it? Oh shit. Okay. State of the product isn't game. Yeah, this is just a demo. Nothing too crazy. Do you want to enable this tutorial? Yes. Okay, welcome to Death Spiral, Brave Acolyte. This cursed place, you need to overcome many battles and challenges. Okay, start a new expedition. Try to escape the Death Spiral. Press R on the sword and then go around. Okay, so you have a dash and you can shoot. Okay, can I go to settings? Is there an auto attack? Okay, so I can't auto attack. I have to actually shoot myself. Oh, fuck. Fuck, I gotta play the game? Shit! Okay, who's this? Okay, so this is all the new upgrade stuff. Okay, this is just extra passives. All right, got it, confirm. Okay, good. All right, let's try it out. Okay, here we go. After each challenge, you'll come back with a skill map, and here's select a node, which represents the next step in your journey. Choose one of the 4 initial nodes to continue exploration. First nodes are always skill nodes defined by your character that will reward you with associated skill. Here's a skill tooltip that you can use the skills such as damage, mana cost, prerequisites. As you travel, let me just do this. Give me a second. Move this down. As you travel through a node's enemies will gain stats and become stronger. You can somewhat control their growth by paying attention to enemy passives. Okay, so can I choose now? Okay, well, what's this? Arrow Rain, Trap, Reposition, or Dragon Roar. I feel like Arrow Rain is really fucking good. Like, usually in these games, bows are really good. Yeah, I feel like that's the right decision, isn't it? Dragon Roar, you guys want me to go with that? Okay, fuck it. Let's do it. Yeah, let's try it out. Okay. Okay, it's pretty easy. Recover health, use your flask with 1, okay. No basics, defeat the battle, finish the battle, okay. Let's see how this works. So it does it have auto aim or not? Oh, that was easy, okay. Okay. And then what is this here? Dragon Roar? Oh, I see. Okay, so combat nodes the most common, be in battle for a fixed amount of enemies. Skill crafting nodes or peaceful nodes where you'll be able to use your shards to make new skills. Notable passive nodes or special type of combat nodes where instead of regular passive you receive notable passive, which boosts 3 different related stats. Skill nodes are special type of combat nodes. Okay. This is a lot of stuff. Where instead of regular passive, you receive a skill. Unknown event nodes, random fateful encounter, varied costs. First skill node, need to make your way through the nodes. Looking into different skills, boss aggro bar fills, you gain access to boss battle. Future version of the game, you'll be able to travel into some nodes based on proximity. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So what is this? This is a boss. All right. So let's try to move over to that boss. And I think the best way is to go through this. Okay, let's do this. All right. And what is this here? Utility, random item, and passive. And utility and arrow barrage. I have to be level 3. Okay, well, I should do this then. Okay. So where are the enemies? That was easy. Okay. All right. So I get a little, I guess like now I'm leveling up. Okay, great. That was easy. And then every challenge you have a chance to get rewards. Okay. Choose the equipment, passive options enabled. Possible to reroll these options. Number of rerolls in each run is limited. Okay, equipment are more impactful. Okay, got it. Passives are small. Okay. I feel like I have to go with this, right? I mean, this is the only thing that I can go with. Yeah, like that's it. And then I have to choose each of these. Increase strength and dexterity and intelligence. Well, like this one's just better, so let's just go with that. Okay. Choose the path. Okay, now let's use Arrow Barrage. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that. So they can shoot it. They can shoot me too. Okay, that's kind of bad. Okay. Wasn't so bad. I didn't really get any items out of that though. That's the problem. Okay, and so now I have Arrow Barrage. So that's insane, right? And now I guess we're gonna go down to here. Okay, let's do that. That's pretty good. Damn. Okay. Oh, I got 2 of these. Okay. I roared? Yeah, clearly. Well, I'm trying to figure out how this works. I don't know shit yet. Okay. Maximum health. Increased cold damage, added accuracy, enhanced skill, reduced attack cooldown enhancement. Okay, well that's really good. And then we're gonna go with increased accuracy. Actually, let's go with increased armor. Okay. Okay, let's go in and do this one here too.
Better.
Okay. And then I can just freeze all of them. Oh, that's actually really good. So I just AoE him down. Can I just do this again? Okay, I got it. I feel like the Arrow Barrage is bad. Yeah, this one's way fucking better. It's not a roar, it's a roar, okay? Let's see. Deals enhanced skills, deal increased cold damage. Okay, well, yeah, we're gonna use that for sure because that's gonna increase this damage. Okay, so poison lightning resistance, increased energy shield, armor and evasion. Yeah, let's go with this one right here. Increased armor while stationary. Yeah, usually I just don't move around. Okay, so how the fuck do I change? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, in the inventory screen, you have access to attributes with your equipment. Okay, to receive benefits from your equipment, you must equip them. Okay, you can see attributes related to your stats. Got it. Okay, so can I level up right now? I'm gonna put points into intelligence because I have this. I'm like obviously a mage, right? I don't know how. Okay, so I'm just putting all my points in right now. So, and this scales with intelligence, right? I think it does. So how do I enhance cold damage? How does this work? It says an empty socket. I don't know why this doesn't work. Right click.
What are you doing?
No, it doesn't work either.
Get down.
Okay. This doesn't make sense. I think you'll be able to do it later. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it'll show me how to do it later on. Okay, let's just go over to here because we need to go
rhythm with Trident Vibes.
With exclusive games you won't find anywhere else, FanDuel Casino has your shot at the #1 feeling, which is still winning. Better than number 85. Getting away from it all, especially your coworker Rob.
Have you ever wished that saving money could be easier? Scotiabank's 2 smart savings tools, Pay Yourself First and Savings Finder, make saving a breeze. For my fluctuating income, Savings Finder is a game changer. It learns my spending patterns and moves small amounts to my savings only when it makes sense. It's totally effortless. Not only do you get an ongoing interest rate boost, you can also set monthly targets and modify those preferences at any time. All you need to get started is a Scotiabank checking account and a Money Master savings account, and you're good to go. Learn more at scotiabank.com/smartsavings.
Come on, Rover. Come on. Rover, I said go. Silly dog.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Why have people chosen Taos as Canada's #1 German-engineered SUV? Now the new 2025 Taos is even better.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Hey, get that new 5090 driver from TP. It will help, bro. He's got like a new driver? What do you mean? I mean, I wonder what driver he's using. I gotta pee, Chad. My dogs are suffocating. Murph, it's not time to eat.
Ruck up, you're headed to the war zone.
Jesus, man, I'm tweaking.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Yo, Chad, just so you know, bro, I'm not happy with today's stream. I promise you tomorrow is going to be such a better day. I'm going to be full of happiness and jokes and shit. Tomorrow's going to be way better. This streamer loves his phone. Well, my wife has just had a really long day. She's been texting me, and I don't want to make her feel like she's out there taking care of a baby on a bumpy, turbulent flight on her own. So I've been trying to just stay locked in with her. You know, be a good husband and shit. I really don't get on my phone often when I'm on stream. And my regulars can attest to that. Because normally, the only people I need to text, if they're not here, are my wife. Is my wife. And she's always here. I fucking hate airplanes, bro. Truly. Fucking hate airplanes.
Green light. We're deploying to the war zone. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
And I'm fucking out of Zins, bro, so I'm even mad at my wife. It's not her fault. I'm just mad. Yo, Stathros, what up, baby? Come on, man. It's good to see you again. Thanks for the 5, Stathros. Tuna, thanks for the prime. Metro Boomin wants some mo. 5 Bolt, thanks for the sub. Beanie, Wonky, Mr. Breaker, J-Wiz. What up, gentlemen?
You want to go Boneyard?
Sure. I like that.
Virtus Pro's home here. Let's go see what's going on over there in
This is my
Bonerville.
home, brother. Stay away. It's not gonna be good for you.
Dongle gonna be home for tomorrow.
I don't know. Yeah, should be.
Yeah. Dude, I've been
Why aren't you flying with her? Because I'm here right now, Marco.
That's what happened to Big Nick.
How would I be up there? How could I be in that plane if I'm sitting here right now? I might not be the brightest man, but kind of makes sense in my head. Yo, this pistol actually fries. Yo, one's at the trailer next to me.
Yeah, there's one.
Actually, I got multiple people here.
One here and then one here.
Ooh, shit, they're beaming my shit.
We gotta go back. We're coming.
I got full place, bro. I'm about to.
You guys are awful, man.
All right, here's my SR protection.
Yep, now we actually try.
Now we lock.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that whole team of the Mongoose would have died, but the first time I tried aiming in, I had the 8x Fang or whatever. A giant scope.
I don't know. Hey, what happened tonight? Yo. That buzzball's hidden.
Yeah, did you have any food today? That hit way too quick.
Yeah, actually, what did I have today? I like mac and cheese, croissant, a turkey sandwich. That was really it.
Kai, you chalk that shit up, bro. I'm off by 1,000, bro. These kids are just hacking. Tornado watching Austin right now? Damn, are we cooked? How's Dallas looking? I got a thunderstorm right now. That ain't me, Ghost. That ain't me, man. Some hacker. Wow, bro. Flea always coming through with the info. Straight intel out of him. Bro, I do want to watch that attached video. Attach, tiresome Call of Duty. The story of Attach. 40 minutes long? Oh my god. That's a movie. What opera am I using? I think it's a new one in the shop. You ever try playing from the PS5? I used to play on the PS4, but
Enemies are dropping into the area.
I have not tried playing on console since then, bro.
Weapons and gear. We're holding for deployment.
How long is Christmas in my culture? All year, bro. All year. Yo, Dre, honestly, you're probably not wrong. Obviously, they're not getting banned, so.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
I couldn't tell you, Caillou. I don't know. I'll play 1.55, Rodrigo. Bardo, you're not good, dude. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but you're not good.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Nah, I don't read YouTube chat, bro. I play with 2.85 cents. Yeah, turn that shit down. When you're guessing the word, the higher the rank, the closer you are to the #1 word of the day. Nev, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Think your aim would have been the same if you never played Apex? Apex doesn't do shit to my aim.
All stations, green light. We're deploying to the war zone.
I'm just airy dirt. Dirt! Much love from Colombia. What's good, Oscar? What's up, Wizard? .55 is the old 7?
Weird.
I don't know. I used to play 1.5.
It's okay.
And I thought that was 6.
Actually, let's go to that one at Bone.
Wait.
Bone, ba bone, bone, bone.
Let's get it, go.
Yo, Hustlers, when are you having kids?
Yeah. I don't know. Probably the next year or two.
Oh my god.
Why'd you put me in a spot like that?
That's been all day, Husk. He's on your neck.
Uh-huh, yeah, I mean, ever
You in
since
love with
that
me?
comment.
Oh.
Oh, Diaz? Yeah, I'm down for ranked.
Dude, why?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was a little crazy, Husk.
Yeah, like, look who's always there for you when you don't have anyone. Me.
I was gonna hold him.
All good? Pushing the front. He just pre-fired me. I'm nervous.
All good, he's cracked.
That's Platano.
Oh my gosh, that buzz ball.
Just hitting? I got no
Back to
plates.
me,
I think there's a
come
guy
back to
inside
me,
the
come back to
building.
me.
He's in the building behind us.
Oh, I'm getting blasted from in front of you.
Yo,
Close.
I'm out of here, bro.
I think he's in there. Oh, he's pushing me. On the wall, on the wall. I have the crown. 1 minute. No,
Oh my God.
another one,
Oh.
another one. Slime back left. My king. Play you.
I'm flashed. I can't see anything.
Play you. He's pushing up onto my wall. Two of them.
If they survive, they redeploy.
No.
Fuck, I had 20 seconds.
Oh my gosh, man.
Welcome to the
D, were you invited to Huster's wedding? I actually wasn't, bro.
dude, you would not have said yes if I invited you. Don't even lie.
Is that why you didn't invite me?
I had a soup.
'Cause, like, if you considered it, then
I
I'm
thought he was
okay.
gonna invite me. He never invited me.
Was I even considered, Husk?
I considered it, but I just
This is because I didn't
don't
team up
think
with
we.
you.
Yeah.
Actually insane. You think you're friends with someone?
Rank 9 on
Dude,
pure talent,
Knight,
probably like
you're invited to the second wedding, bro.
3.5.
Alright, you have to go get divorced right now and then host another wedding.
All right, Allie, get the papers.
Oh man, it's all good. You'll be invited to mine,
Let's go, dude.
and then I'm gonna
How was
launch
that
a
fair?
toast to the guy who didn't invite me, but I invited him. I'm getting married on Alcatraz,
Huh. Where's the real Alcatraz again?
San Fran,
Oh, okay.
in the middle of the bay. My DJ's
Oh
gonna
my
have
God.
a Go XLR. I'm gonna have Hector do my DJing.
Aren't they reopening Alcatraz? You might be shocked.
I just opened up this scav and everything in it just flew through the wall to where I couldn't grab it.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, they are reopening. Our plan is we're gonna be like Bonnie and Clyde.
That's actually perfect. Just go to
Yep.
prison.
Yep.
The return.
Oh my god, look at these helis, huh?
How brave you are.
With a weapon in their hand.
Wait, they're teaming, bro. There's 3 on that first heli.
No,
yeah, wait a
Three
minute.
here,
wait,
3
wait,
here.
Wait, we gotta go.
You lad, come here for a moment.
What is it?
I'll tell you, but come closer. Young man, would you dance with my daughter? No one has asked her for a dance yet, and Dubravka is sad about it, even though
Why isn't anyone dancing with her?
she's so shy and cheeky.
Isn't there something more to it? Everyone with 2 legs dances at a wedding. And young girls are always in demand. So there must be something else. Or am I wrong?
All right, I'll tell you. My girl's just clumsy. She dances like she has 2 left legs, and she kicks and tramples every partner's feet.
I'll dance with her, but I want something in return.
Well, what a Samaritan you are.
I'll need coin for a bath maid when your daughter bruises my feet.
You. Oh, all right then. What I wouldn't do for my darling girl. When you've danced with her, come back and I'll give you something.
And where can I find her?
She's sitting there.
How are you?
I'm Dubravka.
Would you like to...
Dance. I did.
Don't worry about the people. Just keep looking at me, and you won't care about anyone else.
I don't think that'll work.
How about I get you something to drink? For courage?
Well, that might work.
What do you fancy? Here you are.
Thank you. And I don't. So we should. So.
Get there.
Dead man floating down the river.
The bottom foot was mine. The bottom foot was mine.
Someone bumped him off.
Okay? I think Wojtek in particular. You know where he's from?
The bottom foot was mine.
What choice did he have? He could have told me to go to hell. Stubborn as a I don't even know it. And I'm not. You know,
Oh, that was beautiful.
Now it's our turn. That was the saddest thing I've ever
He danced like a fairy.
You were hopping around like a you.
Someone should really do something.
Here for my reward.
A sack of shit is all you deserve.
I beg your pardon?
I saw how you made my poor Dubravka cry. You'll get nothing from me.
I'm sorry, but
If you're really sorry.
Such a nice meal.
Everyone says.
Yes?
Where are you staring off?
Tack off is. I know it, but
Maybe a little.
I'd.
I haven't even thanked you properly for the present for old.
I'm here to help you, sir.
I said you didn't have to.
Well, I made a promise. Is this about the beggars by the gate?
That too, but I'm more worried about my wayward relative.
You mean Yurko and the Moravians?
Oh, what did I do to deserve a nephew like him?
I'll try to keep an eye on them. Maybe I'll be able to keep them in check.
You'd be pulling a thorn from my side. But don't get your hopes up. Getting between them and booze is asking for trouble.
What about the beggars, sir?
Try asking Tuma, the guard on the gate. Maybe he's figured something out already.
Wouldn't it be enough to give them a bit of food and encourage them to move on?
You think I didn't think of that? Or that
I certainly didn't mean that.
If it was up to me, they'd all eat their fill. But my cook won't allow it. She cooks well, but she's shamefully stingy.
I'll talk to Tuma and we'll work something out.
Well, try to be done with it before Lord von Berghofer.
Of course.
Thanks, Henry.
Hell, Zlatushka, you're mad. What are you doing here? I hope you don't get into another.
First and secondly.
I hope so.
If you come anywhere near me with
He must have dropped.
Like I would hear him. Okay.
stinking
You're Henry, right? The one who came with the blacksmith.
The one and only.
You came to help me with them beggars?
Lord Semine would be glad if we got rid of them. I was told you'd know how.
It doesn't take a scholar to figure out. They came for alms, that's all. If they get some food, they'll be on their way.
Not very happy.
What do you want to eat? Started shooting through the smoke and almost lit my shit. Yeah. He did. He almost killed me.
This thing's
Wait.
So what kind of food do you think we should give them?
If it was up to me, but the cook keeps saying there's no scraps. She put the scraps away in the pantry and won't let anyone in there.
Isn't there any way I could reason with her?
That's not going to be easy. She's got one hell of a mouth. I think even old he put her in charge of the feast. And now they're fighting over every single groschen. The wedding already cost him a fortune. If he starts giving to the poor as well, there'll be hell to pay.
I'll try to...
Just make sure she did beef, especially...
Did you notice if she ever leaves the kitchen?
I've seen her go and gather herbs, or put more food on the... But someone would...
Good to hear.
Then I wish you...
All right.
Good luck.
It smells so good. Golden and crispy. Well made. Here on the table. Settles the stomach. Piglet, so that your stomach can handle all that drink stuff. Piglet.
bush like this is good for no one.
That's why he.
What would you like, young? Did the food run out? If it did, otherwise, stay.
You got me.
There's nothing left to eat at one of the
Really? Excuse me. What are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy? What are you doing here? There's plenty of fire.
Right, moves into a hole.
Wait, what?
Well, yeah. He said that was not gonna do anything.
Hey, who's stopped bragging?
I got aimbotted.
We all are.
No, it's
I jumped off and faint.
I am parked.
He already made it across.
Ah, dude, I'm playing with no loudness EQ. This is like terrible.
Crossing right here.
It's like playing with a unicycle.
How much does he owe you?
Anyhow, old bro.
Like from Mars Kitchen.
Yo, that pole was...
Look what I brought from the pantry.
You're not serious. That's that then. Do you know what?
Mommy, watch out for TikTok.
First, the ceremony would actually have to start. Do we really have to wait for...
Oh my god.
Yeah, I went to the one in zone.
Yeah, but we had LTBs over here.
Berghoff?
Hey, lads. Well. Look what the cat...
Easy, gents.
You gave me a hammer in last time. Well, you'll near be so lucky this time.
You want to fight? Here.
What's the matter? Are you shitting it? The laddie looks like he's gonna start agreeing.
What?
We're only having you on, pal. It's all water under the bridge. I'm Yurko from Moravia, and these fine lads hail from there too.
I'm Henry, from Scallis.
Well, Henry, come and have a wee drink with us to settle our differences.
Why not? I'd love to have a drink with you.
Of course you would. Fuck. That pish of yours makes me heave. It's no fit to drink. We have to find something better.
Why me?
You cannot do that. We're old, so you're just a...
Oh. You know why you...
Now look here, you bampot. I'll tell you an age-old piece of wisdom. A dry Moravian is 100 times more rad. So, if you didn't want this place smashed to pieces, bring us some decent liquor.
I see. This is getting serious. And where would I find something?
Something, my ass. We want the good swally we brought from Moravia. Seeing as we kept them in up pishy, but also mean took it from us and hid it in the fortress dunnies.
Dunnies?
The cellars. That old Bodak even put them under guard with our liquor inside.
All right. But how will I recognize?
I'm sure you'll be able to tell. It's a wee jug.
And who's guarding?
A guard, of course. He's holed up in there like a badger, gawking at the door.
I don't think there's much I can do about the guard. Do you have any ideas?
I didn't care. Just get rid of him. Make up some quiche so he fucks off. I'll let you in there. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Watch your language, young man.
You're in a big
Endless delays. Excuse me.
I apologize. Married today.
In the house here. We're good. They're in multiple rooftops. Yep. Coming in here with you. Grab that.
Have to wait for him. The ceremony will
Oh
be
my God,
over by
Frank.
now. And Agnes will be ready.
Bollocks, you like it. You'd rather get a kiss, baby.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Do we really have to wait for Von Gerber?
I'm if he can, I'm all bangable.
Everybody's drinking.
Don't even get. Finally,
I really don't envy you.
thank you. I feel so much.
Oh, dude, I'm getting marked by everyone.
I might have.
You don't say.
I got
Get back
one more
to that.
smoke.
Get back to the house. Ow.
Oh my god. Yeah. You guys suck.
How are we alive?
I gotta play box.
What do you think of this?
Let's have it.
Yeah,
What's it like?
Well,
Buy him back.
I don't know. Don't you have anything better?
Yeah, okay.
Wait, who's top fragging though?
Triple. Dude, this is BBB,
He
bro.
only looks at stats.
Of course I do.
Alright, Izzy.
Here you go. All good?
Well, that's from Troskowitz.
Fuck it.
From Betty, the innkeeper.
You don't like it?
It's kind of watery. Would you?
Yeah, let's do that.
Absolutely. Try this.
A wedding.
Where these guys at?
What do you think of it?
Who brewed it for him? This is a real treat.
Shall I get you another one?
Yeah.
Hey, I'd like another.
But what?
I can't drink another drop till I have a piss.
So go before you burst.
Yeah, I've never used
I'll keep an eye on things for a while.
God bless you. Fuck, I'll piss myself.
I never used this shit.
Now, or go take it from him and row to that buy. Pick one.
Yo, Buzzball boy, shut up.
Bro, why is Buzzball Boy
We
yelling?
weren't even down to play ranked until Biffle said so.
He's gonna bring that up forever.
I am.
But we got free holes though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already have max limb. Just wait.
Get one shot in there.
Yeah. Why is he
You could RPG it.
I could.
Nice.
How does that not hit him?
Running out left. One's running left.
That's one shot dead.
Yep.
Alright.
Come down left window. I'm just cracking on the wall here. Crack. Behind the building. 20.
Crack one on your wall. At gas station. Good, okay, shut the houses.
Cheer up, or your bride will leave you at the altar.
Look what I found for you.
Oh, hooray! Bring it on! Ah. Well, that's something else. Hail Henry. Come and sit with us and have a swig.
I can't say no to that, since I brought it to you.
I knew you to health. God,
And to the newlyweds.
to them too.
God's nails, Henry. We're in trouble. You've got to help me.
What's happened?
Sword's gone. Someone must have taken it.
The wedding present.
Not so loud, for God's sake. If I don't get it back, the old man will wipe the floor with me. You'll see. He'll make sure I never forge another nail in this county.
Couldn't you have left it somewhere?
Leave behind.
Can you remember the last time you saw it?
I don't know. Maybe when we came, I showed it to old Semi. He told me what a masterpiece it was.
I was there. What did you do then?
Then I ate a little something.
Got pull. You can walk up our right though.
We're watching window?
Yeah, you got it. You got it. There's no windows.
Amateur.
Good smoke.
Alrighty. I need some AR if you have a lot of it.
I don't.
Okay. Got one clip in a dream.
Lay down behind this rock.
Oh my god, what the?
These two teams are gonna find a left. I'm looking to the right. Yeah, crossing the right, crossing the right.
Fucking bullet! They got me. Adding armor.
On our right, Husk.
Yeah.
What are these guys doing in
What,
there?
peeking above you?
They were trying to rotate up.
Well, I got a compact.
Hopefully this idiot doesn't fucking chow. Knocked one on the left. Shallowing me. Oh my god, what the fuck are they doing?
Quick, grab his gun.
Yeah, you can grab my AR.
Dude, I got the nodie on your body.
That's what happened to me twice in the scrim today. I got nodied, I run forward 20 meters, it still hits me. Oh man.
Brother.
Good try, bro.
Refresh your rhythm with Trident Vibes.
With exclusive games you won't find anywhere else, FanDuel Casino has your shot at the #1 feeling, which is still winning. Better than number 85. Getting away from it all, especially your coworker Rob.
Have you ever wished that saving money could be easier? Scotiabank's two smart savings tools, Pay Yourself First and Savings Finder, make saving a breeze. For my fluctuating income, Savings Finder is a game changer. It learns my spending patterns and moves small amounts to my savings only when it makes sense. It's totally effortless. Not only do you get an ongoing interest rate boost, you can also set monthly targets and modify those preferences at any time. All you need to get started is a Scotiabank checking account and a Money Master savings account, and you're good to go. Learn more at scotiabank.com/smartsavings.
Go on, Rover. Come on. Rover, I said go. Silly dog.
Red Bull gives you wings.
The people have spoken. Taos is Canada's #1 German-engineered SUV. Now the new 2025 Taos is even better.
Here you leave today and enter
A world of galaxies.
A world of speed.
A world of other worlds.
for whatever you love. Infinite worlds await.
Fancy Feast Savory Puree Naturals. A tasty, natural treat with no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Savor the moment with Fancy Feast.
You cracked the case. And all the while, you were soaking in the bath. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen.
Maybe. I feel like he's kind of got a ways to go, though.
But Tommy should come back, man.
I'm excited, though, with him. I think he's gonna... I think he just hasn't really had an opportunity yet.
Wait, who? You didn't tell me.
Guy DM'd you.
Oh, Twitter.
At third.
You don't have my number.
Nah, you can DM me it.
Wait, that's actually a great pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
Who is it?
He texted you, bro.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was watching Shifty.
Huh?
What?
They didn't. You just gotta go back in that rebroad. Gotta watch them the other day. Shoot, dude.
Shifty's always
Wait,
crashing,
attorney?
bro.
Yeah, in the tourney they played. It was him and Ben and Shifty.
Ben?
Yeah, they were playing a scrim or a tourney.
Well, I mean, go ahead. Might as well announce it now.
Drank?
And you had the sword on you the whole time?
Why would I go to piss with it? I put it down in the grass by the wall.
Aha. Let me guess.
I've been looking for it.
Did you show the sword to anyone else?
Northside, naval up round by 3.
Who were you showing off that sword to?
A few people came to me to see it.
Yeah, I went up like 10.
Young lads?
Aye, it's true.
Bro, you know how...
What did the lad look like?
I don't know exactly. All the commotion around here.
That could be any one of a...
If I knew exactly which one it was, I'd go and see him myself.
Don't you at least remember?
Well, as I say, he was just cheeky-like. And he had these strange manners. Like one of the nobles. He's been strutting around to impress some wench. The one that lewd Chamberlain brought here, I think.
Ah, I see. I know.
You do?
No, actually. I have abs... And what was he wearing?
I know that.
I'll try to...
How's life treating you, Wolfram?
You never know with him.
It seems like yesterday.
Maybe I'm gonna have a slice.
The old man, you'll kill me.
That won't work for me.
Thanks already.
I'm sorry.
You might be who I'm looking for.
Me?
Because you're dressed very nicely in yellow.
Envious, eh? My wife made these clothes for me, but they're not for sale. But she could make you some too, if you pay her.
It's not your clothes,
No?
Blacksmith Radovan from Takov lost his sword. Do you know anything about it?
I saw the sword. The blacksmith himself showed it to me. Boasted that it was the finest in the whole county. Beautiful work, I must admit.
Running along the wall, 1-8.
Did you like it a lot? Maybe even enough to take it from the blacksmith?
Hey, hold on. I do enjoy pretty things. I really do. But what would I do with a sword? I wouldn't even know how to hold.
And was there anyone...
There was this one fella. I noticed him right, although his outfit was much poorer and tasteless. The color was fine, but otherwise, it was a cheap shit.
You wouldn't know where...
Indeed I do. He just dragged some woman up the stairs over there.
I'll go now.
So long. Farewell. So, what shall I have?
What's the matter?
He just slided for sure. What the fuck was that? What? There's a kid that
You've been all my life.
Aye.
And that's
In
the old
Prague.
bastard.
Really?
If he wanted peace and
And
quiet, he'd have given...
It might have occurred to me you were the one I was looking for.
Me? Why?
I expect he means me, Flower. No doubt Henry assumed I'd starve to death if he wasn't on my arse for a while. So, are you glad to see me?
I'm glad you're still alive and kicking.
You were worried about me? Well, no. I mean, Henry.
No. I just wouldn't want to explain to Sir Hanush why I couldn't keep an eye on my living ball and chain.
Watch your tongue.
Like a pair of little boys.
What are you even doing here?
Radovan the blacksmith has lost the sword he made for the groom as a wedding present.
Well, that's a bit of a fuck-up, eh? But I'm not really surprised when he was shoving it under everyone's noses and telling them there's none better in the county.
So you nicked it?
How dare you?
The blacksmith saw you sniffing around it, so don't play dumb. Where did you stash it?
Hold your horses. I may have a blot or two on my reputation, but I'm not a thief.
If it wasn't you, who was it?
The bailiff's son, Svatobluk.
What? Svatya? Nonsense.
What's going on here? You again?
Who is this drunk?
This is Wojtek.
Keep my name out of your mouth. And you? What are you doing here with my... girl?
I am not your girl. That is certainly not only yours. And it's a few years since anyone called me a girl.
Did you hear that? Scram. Nobody's interested in you.
So you've ganged up on me, eh? First you make a fool of me, and then this prick.
Wow, I'm still getting advanced. Look at Luke.
Listen to me, loudmouth. Get out of here right now before we get really pissed off.
Scram. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I'm shitting myself. You two won't fuck with me, and I'll deal with you first. You were trying it on with my girl.
Looks like the fight's been postponed, eh?
Credit where credit is due, though. In his condition, I'd be face down in the dirt. While he managed... You don't have to be afraid with me.
Hold up. No change in the subject.
Like I said, he took the sword.
And how do you know it was him who took it?
Because I saw him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Do I have to drag everyone?
The blacksmith went to the latrine and left his sword outside. The blot Svatya had his eye on him the whole time and just seized the opportunity.
What did he do with the sword then?
I have no idea. Last I saw, he disappeared into the battlements by the latrine, and then he showed up in the backyard under the dovecot. He didn't have the sword anymore.
All right. I'll take you.
Finally. And
yes?
Just don't fuck it up.
That lisping old fool Olbram keeps telling everyone we stole the medal.
Just fight already! Take that!
How's life treating you, Wolfram?
So Svatya threw it in here.
You are a pain in the ass.
I found your sword.
Thank God, Henry. I was afraid I'd have to look for a job in another county. Who stole it?
That's not important. The main thing is it's turned up undamaged.
As you say, you have my thanks. You got it to me just in time. The ceremony is about to start.
So Lord von Burgov has arrived?
No, you think the lad's a little scared. I'm not surprised. I had to get drunk as a lord before my wedding.
I didn't think they'd start the ceremony without Lord von Burgov.
He'll show up, don't worry. Something just held him up, you know. Lordly business.
Where on earth is he? We've been waiting for hours. I sent someone to look for him.
Master Chamberlain, how's it looking? When's Sir Otto coming?
I wish I knew, sir. His party should have been here long ago.
What?
I sent someone to look for them, but there's no sign of them. It's regrettable, but we'd better start without him.
Let's get started, Father.
Damn it.
Hey, what's up guys? Jay here, and I'm kind of filming myself right now because Phil's working on a different video. But now that my build is done, it gives me an opportunity to test something I've kind of been wanting to test ever since we did the Alienware video, where they talked about the fact that they're using all intakes and going nothing but positive pressure, including the top fans blowing down through the top of the case. I'm gonna take this opportunity right now with my 5090 Astral, which is water cooled in here, to kind of do some fan arrangements to see whether or not that would hold true in a chassis like this. Now, because the back chassis of this chassis is all mesh, I don't know how well that would actually work. So today we're gonna try a few different configs. I'm gonna chart temperature over time, and then we're gonna see which way is gonna be the best way to run these fans, and I guess be the most temperature efficient that we possibly can be.
Make your holy vow of match.
Enhance your professional monitor setup with the ViewSonic VP27885K, featuring 100% sRGB, 99% DCI P3 colors, and HDR 400 for deep contrast and align perfectly with Mac's industry-leading color performance. The VP27885K supports laptops, PCs, Macs, and more with Thunderbolt 4, USB-C, HDMI DisplayPort, and USB inputs. If you're looking to increase your screen real estate for projects, click the link in the description for more. So if you haven't actually seen the build video, here are the specs real quick. It's a Gigabyte Aorus Master X870E motherboard. It's an AMD 9950X3D. Settings-wise, right now I have it set to PBO 90 level 3, so that means 90 degrees is the max temp, even though I went in and went ahead and made it 95 degrees, even though it'll never hit that. I'll give you some temps in a second here when it comes to CPU. I've already sort of tested that. Level 3 being how far it'll push the PBO. I was actually trying level 5 and it wasn't stable, so I don't know what frequencies it was trying to run, but that is just a very quick PBO enabled and leave it kind of a thing. I haven't done any sort of fine tuning on the CPU, but I can tell you the CPU is running 5.3 gigahertz all-core on all 16 cores, both the cache die and the frequency die. Anyway, moving on, it's got 32 gigabytes of Team Group 8000 megahertz CL38 in there. Probably gonna switch it out to 48 gigs of the same RAM, but instead of 32, I'll have 48 total for two 24 gigabyte sticks. We'll see if that's on the QVL, so we'll see if that'll work, but I kind of want to play around with some of the RAM stuff for this. The GPU is the 5090 Astral. It is running the Delta Mate water block, which I did a video about with the Thermal Grizzly water block. This is actually one of their, like, I call it a deep prototype. It is not the final product, but it is also not the released product. So it's kind of unique in the sense that they don't have very many out right now, and this is not the final product. So it's just kind of neat to be like, hey, this is a one-off. Seems to be doing a pretty good job so far though, but we'll talk about the temps and stuff. Today, I'm gonna use the GPU to test the loop because my CPU, while running Cinebench, never goes above 71C. Yeah, in Cinebench, which is a very hard test to run, at least what it definitely likes to push the CPU temperatures as far as possible with that type of test. But 71 degrees is as high as that CPU goes with the dual 360s in here. It has a 1200 watt Be Quiet straight power GPU power supply in there. And then in terms of storage, it's got a T705 2 terabyte Gen 5 drive, and it's got a 2 terabyte P310 drive, which is a Gen 4 drive for my games and stuff like that. Cooling, it's got two EK water blocks, 30 mil thick by 360 mil radiators. I already talked about all the rationale why I'm reusing the EK parts that I already have, because I'm honoring the employees there that made great stuff. Unfortunately, they got screwed by bad management, so I can honor the employees without honoring the ownership of the brand, if that makes sense. That's kind of it right there. So the GPU settings are stock. I'm not doing any sort of additional power management or pushing up the core clocks or anything. It runs about 2755 megahertz on average with the water cooling in there. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna set up, well, I've already set up Hardware Info 64. It's one of those utilities I said everyone should have. It's free. It allows you to have full visibility of every single sensor in your system. And fortunately, the Astral gives us a lot of stuff actually that we can keep our eyes on, which is great, because when I put the sensor panel in here, I can even see per pin amperage. Yes, the GPU Tweak software, or whatever they call it with Asus, I believe it's GPU Tweak, can monitor the amps per pin on the 12 volt high power, but because it's a visible sensor to anything monitoring sensors, I can set up my sensor panel at AIDA64, and I can actually have the amps reading out per pin on the screen. So I don't need to be running the GPU software to see what those are. I can actually go ahead and have my sensor panel show that, and I can have it change colors and do alerts and things if they go above the spec that we're expecting them to see. So that would be a nice little security built in, or a little bit of insurance built in to be able to keep an eye on that before any sort of physical damage could potentially happen with the graphics card. I am running a third-party 90-degree cable on there, so that's one reason why I would definitely want to keep an eye on that. However, it does have a very strong fit. Anyway, I'm talking more about the system than I need to right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run 3 configs when it comes to this test. The way that this is set up right now, and in fact I can use my smoke. I love the smoke machine. Hopefully you guys can see it. If I show you, we have updraft. So we have these 3 fans on the bottom are bringing air in through the gaps all around the PC. The gaps are all 4 sides, so it's not like there's anything blocking it off. The air is coming up. These 3 are exhausting out the top. The rear fan is an intake because I want to try and offset with cooler air the warm air that's going to be brought in. Well, that's going to be exhausted by the bottom rad. So as the air comes through, it's going to be warmed up because it's going to be cooling off the hot coolant. And then that warm air is going to make its way up. So I'm mixing colder air with the back fan by pushing that in. Now this is what that flow looks like right here. Yeah, I think you can kind of see it. So as you can see, it is definitely it's not the best camera angle, but you can see it is coming in, going straight out the top. The rear fan, as you can see, is for sure bringing it in, and it's going through the top rad, which is exactly what I wanted. So here we go again. There it is with all the straight updraft. But, so that's the config that we're at now. I'm gonna go ahead and run that. We'll go ahead and do about a 20-minute GPU test on here. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the side panel off. Just gonna take the side panel off and see how it compares to having this not be as affected by the bottom rad. Then what I'm going to do, and that's just out of pure curiosity, I don't run an open side panel. A lot of people do that if their side panel, or their case they feel like maybe isn't having the most optimal airflow. But because of the way that the Corsair Link fans are, I can actually flip the top 3 fans, and I can access every one of these screws. I made sure the way I did my tubing, none of those screws are blocked. I can actually get all of those screws out. Right? Yes. I can actually get all of those screws out, which will allow me to go ahead and flip the fans over and turn those into an intake. Now, the second I turn those into an intake, I need to either turn this into an exhaust or remove it entirely. Now, if I'm going to try and mimic what Alienware did, they don't have an exhaust fan. Now, one of the things Alienware said in their documentation was that by having an exhaust fan in the rear with all positive, the fan couldn't actually keep up with the amount of positive pressure that those fans were pushing, so they opted to remove it entirely and let it just all the air be pushed out. That's not going to be the case with these fans, I don't think, because they had I think 180 millimeter fans or something in the front, 2 giant fans, and then 3 intakes on the top, and then some intakes on the bottom. So they had a lot of air pressure and a lot of CFM that this does not have. So I'm going to try it with that set to an exhaust, and I think we'll be okay. But there's so much ventilation in this chassis. Don't forget the whole backside is also a mesh panel, as I already said. I don't think we would have a problem with being able to push that air out. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut right now. I'm gonna go ahead and start running our temperature tests. I'm gonna graph that out, and then we'll come back and see the results. I'll be honest, I don't have a prediction here. I really don't. I'd like to think this might be the warmer config just because we're introducing warm air into the system with the bottom rad. But in terms of cooling efficiency, I actually, now that I think about it, think by flipping the top fans and having that have cool air coming in through the top as well, could only make the radiators more efficient because there's cooler air being accessed to that rad. So, and not only that, I know people were like, but heat rises. The fans overcome the very weak force of convection very easily. So by flipping those over and having them be intakes doesn't change anything. If anything, the only thing I would probably have to do is put my fan filter back in the top. I did take it out. I live near the desert. It gets very dirty and dusty. I have dogs, so I would want to keep as much of that out as I possibly could. So I will mention that in this config, the exhaust, there is no filter on the top. There's no reason to filter the exhaust air the air coming out. When I flip the fans, I will put the filter back in, so we're dealing with all filtered intakes. All right, so I'm shutting down the system here. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the fans out and kind of take you guys along for the ride on that. I've already done the first 2 tests. I just kind of want to give a little bit of a showcase here about what I mean about being able to switch my fans around. Now, Corsair and the Corsair Link stuff, it's gone through some growing pains, that is for sure. And this is not sponsored by Corsair or anything like that. And the pull tab already pulled off this end plug here. So trying to get that out, it's a complete pain in the butt. And the problem with a lot of the RGB stuff is there's just no uniform standard or unified standard. So there's a lot of people that give hate to this stuff when it comes to RGB and whatnot, and it's all very warranted. Anyway, I think personally Corsair has... Okay, this is just another example of me trying to use something that I have heard a lot of feedback about that we haven't really done much with or touched a lot since it first came out. So I want to give it a shot. But you can see I've unplugged literally nothing from the system here. And I'm just going to go around, take the perimeter screws out. The 3 fans will come out together because they are interlinked. And then I have to do the same thing here and flip the exhaust fan. So, like I said, I can just bring them out. And the cool thing is because there are plugs on both sides, and they'll end up in the exact same side, I don't have to worry about whether or not this cable is now going to line up. Because as you can see, I flip it over. This is intake this way now. You can see the plugs right there. If I flipped it over this way to exhaust like it was, the plug is in the same spot. It doesn't matter which side it goes in. So I think that's kind of, I personally think that's neat. All right, so finishing up here, I've probably been at this for about 5 minutes. You know, this is what I gotta say, love them or hate them. This is where the Corsair, God, I know I sound like I'm fanboying. I haven't used a Corsair product in any of my builds in a long time, but I mean, look, I flipped it around, that one plug cable right there just plugged in, and now everything's back in. RGB, fan control, fan sensors. Each one of these fans have a sensor, a temperature sensor in it, which is awesome. But if I was to do this with traditional fans, I'd have to go around to the back, unzip tie, unwire them from whatever hub they're plugged in to pull the fans out, run the new fans in, run the wires, plug all that in. I love the idea that it's this one plug cable. And it had its growing pains at the start. When they first showed me that, I loved the idea, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, I know that it's not gonna be perfect and it's gonna take some time. So that's one of the reasons why I waited so long to use them in any builds of my own. See, watch, here we go. Just unplug that. And I'm really hoping that I'm not going to regret using these fans. And not only that, because they look more at home in the Be Quiet case with these lines on the side of the fan versus, the cool thing is because there are plugs, give a little bit of a showcase here about what I mean about being able to switch my fans around. Now, go ahead and cut right now. I'm gonna go ahead and start running our temperature test. I'm gonna graph that out and then we'll come back and see the results. I'll be honest, I don't only make the radiators more. I have dogs, so I would want to keep right on that. I've already done the first 2 tests. I just kind of want to give a little bit of a showcase here about what I mean about being able to switch my fans around. Now, Corsair and the Corsair Link stuff, it's gone through some growing pains, that is for sure. And this is not sponsored by Corsair or anything like that. And the pull tab already pulled off this end plug here. So trying to get that out, it's a complete pain in the butt. And the problem with a lot of the RGB stuff is there's just no uniform standard or unified standard. So there's a lot of people that give hate to this stuff when it comes to RGB and whatnot, and it's all very warranted. Anyway, I think personally Corsair has... Okay, this is just another example of me trying to use something that I have heard a lot of feedback about that we haven't really done much with or touched a lot since it first came out. So I want to give it a shot. But you can see I've unplugged literally nothing from the system here. And I'm just going to go around, take the perimeter screws out. The 3 fans will come out together because they are interlinked. And then I have to do the same thing here and flip the exhaust fan. So, like I said, I can just bring them out. And the cool thing is because there are plugs on both sides, and they'll end up in the exact same side, I don't have to worry about whether or not this cable is now going to line up. Because as you can see, I flip it over. This is intake this way now. You can see the plugs right there. If I flipped it over this way to exhaust like it was, the plug is in the same spot. And it doesn't matter which side it goes in. So I think that's kind of, I personally think that's neat. All right, so finishing up here, I've probably been at this for about 5 minutes. You know, this is what I gotta say, love them or hate them. This is where the Corsair, God, I know I sound like I'm fanboying. I haven't used a Corsair product in any of my builds in a long time, but I mean, look, I flipped it around, that one plug cable right there just plugged in, and now everything's back in. RGB, fan control, fan sensors. Each one of these fans have a sensor, a temperature sensor in it, which is awesome. But if I was to do this with traditional fans, I'd have to go around to the back, unzip tie, unwire them from whatever hub they're plugged in to pull the fans out, run the new fans in, run the wires, plug all that in. I love the idea that it's this one plug cable. And it had its growing pains at the start. When they first showed me that, I loved the idea, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, I know that it's not gonna be perfect and it's gonna take some time. So that's one of the reasons why I waited so long to use them in any builds of my own. See, watch, here we go. Let's unplug that. And I'm really hoping that I'm not going to regret using these fans. And not only that, because they look more at home in the Be Quiet case with these lines on the side of the fan versus the lines on the front of the case and the side of the case, they look more at home than Be Quiet's own fans do. See, I can flip this over now. That way. It just sucks now that these are going to have all the X's showing, but this is not. But whatever, I don't care. I can go ahead and plug this back in. Boom. Screw this into the case, and then we're good to go. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to hate the easy access of plugging it in and moving it around and daisy chaining and such. But I can understand everyone's hatred for the whole IQ suite and RGB and all that stuff. That's all very valid and warranted type of critique and hate. All right, a few hours later now worth of testing. I got some results here. Interesting results. I said earlier that I didn't have much of a theory, and then I changed that and said, well, I think the intake top and intake bottom are going to have the best results. I don't know if the data necessarily supports that. Okay, so the three configs I said we tested, which were updraft, and what I'm denoting as updraft is intake on the bottom, exhaust on the top, and intake on the back. So we're forcing all the air up through the radiators. Now, my concern there was that we were going to be putting pretty warm air into the system, only warming up the top loop, or the top radiator, which actually kind of is kind of represented here in the light blue line. So if you look at the teal colored line, you can see it's not quite done climbing yet towards the end of the chart. So that shows me 20 minutes wasn't quite long enough to reach equilibrium, but we can see the trend, and we can still sort of denote which is the better configuration, at least with this setup, with these parts, by looking at the trend lines. So you'll notice the charts are kind of really jagged. That's because I didn't use any sort of an average algorithm. This is just the raw data. But as you can see, the updraft started at the lowest temperature and then was actually the warmest temperature by the end of it, reaching about 57 C on the core. Now keep in mind, I know that sounds pretty warm, and it actually is pretty warm, but it's a 600 watt GPU. And it was running on average about 580 watts in Steel Nomad. Now Steel Nomad is a very difficult test to run. It is the hardest rasterization test 3D Mark has ever made. So even though it's not touching the RT cores and stuff, it allows those CUDA cores to go full balls to the wall in terms of frequency. In fact, the frequencies actually go higher in rasterization than with something with RT, because the RT cores technically have a lower clock speed, and it can affect and actually slow down the CUDA cores waiting for the real-time ray tracing to take place, giving yourself sometimes an overall lower temperature when using RT versus just rasterization, if the test is not difficult enough with the RT test. Now Steel Nomad is a very difficult test to run, which is why I wanted to use this for temperature testing. Now if you look at the purple line, or the pink line here, that's the updraft with the side panel open. Now I learned something interesting. Before I saw the results, I thought that they were going to actually be pretty bad. And the reason why I say that is if you look at this video right here, you can see with the smoke machine, the bottom radiator, because it is fans blow air in a conical pattern, not straight up and down, but it's a cone, everything comes off as a centrifugal force, right? Air has mass and volume to it as well. So as air is spinning, it also wants to move outward, which is exactly what the fans are doing. They're scooping the air, and that scooping, spinning action of the blades also creates a vortex and a centrifugal force to the fan, or to the air that the fan is moving. So that means the bottom radiator is creating this air that's pushing out of the chassis once the glass is no longer there. So as I'm moving the fog machine around, you could see the top radiator looked like it was kind of getting starved for air, where the bottom fans were moving so much air and pushing it outside that the air that's outside the chassis wasn't getting sucked in by the top rad. So I expected it to be a pretty bad result. It was actually the best result on here. So clearly what looks like is happening sometimes physically with the smoke isn't the reality of what's happening, because that top rad was obviously getting air, and it was getting fresher air that's less heated by the bottom radiator, which gave us the better overall result, landing at about 51.5 to 52 C. So we're already 5 C down when we take a look at the open, just taking the side panel off, we're like 5 C down. Now I know that this line is very difficult to actually see those numbers, because I wanted you to see the full scale of the chart. 0 to 80 C. Actually 80 C isn't even the max. I think like 83 to 85 C is where the max is actually for the 5090. So I wanted you to just kind of see in a full scale of what that looks like. I'll zoom that in a second. Now, if we take a look at the
Have you-
top and bottom intake with rear exhaust, that
for a
means we
while.
have air being
that
pulled in
true?
through the top and air being pulled in through the
just
bottom, and
greeted
then it
each
has to
other.
make this sharp 90-degree turn out the back of the chassis.
Drunk?
Now,
Could you
all the fans
please
were
look
fixed
for
to
him?
65%,
You already said-
including the rear fan. And I think this one ended up having a fairly
be
mediocre
merciful.
result, because what I needed to probably do, and I should have tested this as well, but I just ran out of time today, was actually leave the rad fans at 65%, but then speed up the rear exhaust fan to help get that air out faster by moving that up to maybe 75 or 80%. Now, I chose 65% fan speed for this particular test because that's about where the acoustics are that I can tolerate the noise. Above that, because these are 2400 RPM fans, they can get pretty loud and pretty noisy. So obviously, this is not the full cooling capability of this loop. It's what the loop was capable of doing cooling-wise at 65% fan speed. So I think if I'd run that test again with the rear fan turned up more to just cycle that hot air out faster, it could have been a better result. But that one landed right around 53 C. So you can see we went 57 C. It was about 57.5 C as the max temperature on the normal configuration with the updraft. With the side panel open with updraft, we dropped it down to about 55 C, and then 53 C is what we saw with the all intake with the rear exhaust. So you can see we were dropping only about 2 C every time we did something. Now, if we zoom that chart in, you can see it looks like everything's still climbing, and it actually kind of is, because I think realistically I needed 30 minutes to probably get full equilibrium. You can see now what I mean by the fact that the open side panel actually started with the worst temperature, which is kind of funny because I did fully cool the system down between runs, let all of the heat soak dissipate, made sure nothing was pre-warmed up to throw a wrench into our results. Started the warmest and then actually was the coolest by the end of the test. You can see right around the 10-minute mark is where all these numbers kind of cross. But you can see what I mean by our yellow line being right in the middle there with the all intakes with rear exhaust, landing at right around that 55 C on average. Now, it's jumping around, like I said, there's a lot of raw data here. So if you actually drew that median line, it actually is right around 55 C at the 20-minute mark. Again, all three of these temperatures were still kind of climbing very, very slowly, but it is what it is. Also, too, the coolant temp hit about 41 C with the hottest test and about 38 C on the coolest test. So 4 C difference in terms of fluid temp between those, and that makes a lot of sense because the fluid temp and the component temperature would rise linearly as well, just like as ambient temperature rises, so does the coolant temperature. So it's all related in that aspect. Now, those are just temperatures. The temperatures don't mean anything unless they're affecting our frequencies. Now, if we take a look at our clock frequencies, you can see at the full scale of starting at 0 megahertz going up to 3,000 megahertz, it's a wash, right? So we had about 4 C difference between our 53 hottest, our coldest, and our 57.5 C hottest. You can see it really didn't affect our temperature, our frequencies that much. At least when you look at the full scale of things. If you zoom in on that, this is where you can actually see the yellow line being, again, the full intakes. It actually has lower valleys. Now, the peaks are not as high as the teal line, as you can see, which is technically the updraft, right? Those had the highest peaks, which is the highest bin frequency. But the yellow, which is our intakes with rear exhaust, have the lowest valleys, which means on average, it's going to be a couple boost bins slower than the other cooling configurations. And that's very obvious here as you zoom in on the chart. Now, I have a theory as to why that might be. I really got to thinking about it. We have the hot air from the radiator on the bottom and the hot air from the radiator on the top smashing into the GPU. Now, the GPU in the Astral block, or the Deltamate block from Thermal Grizzly, the backplate has thermal pads touching the back of the core and areas on the back of the PCB that are guaranteed to generate heat. The back sides of the memory, back sides of the VRM, back side of the 12-volt high power. A lot of heat is making its way to that backplate. In fact, that backplate is dissipating so much heat and doing such a good job at it. Remember, heat moves in 360 degrees. It moves out in a sphere. It doesn't just go in one direction. So that backplate, when I hooked my thermal camera, or turned my thermal camera on and pointed it at that backplate, when I was seeing 51, 52 C on the core in hardware info, I was seeing about 50, 51 C on the backplate right behind the core. So that tells me that backplate was definitely absorbing heat, which is going to require airflow to help dissipate. Now, having the rear intake on the updraft config tells me cool air was getting blown across that heatsink, which might have been why we were seeing, or I say heatsink, but it's a backplate, which might explain why we were getting slightly better temperatures because it was having a bit of a heatsink effect. Now, one thing I wish Thermal Grizzly had done, which is what the Optimus blocks actually have, is the backplate is not only touching the key components, there's a thermal pad that touches the entire back of the PCB, and there's a heat sink milled into it. So you've got, it's not the most dense heat sink, but you have a heat sink effect milled into the back of that backplate, giving you a little bit more of a radiant heat effect on there where you can get more of that heat out the backside of the PCB. So that tells me if I had an Astral block with like an Optimus block with that heat sink built into the backplate with that rear intake could actually be giving us a benefit. Now, I think that'd be neat if Der Bauer offered a backplate that could do that. The cool thing is they could just offer a backplate replacement. It doesn't have to be a whole new block or anything. But I think that might be why we saw a negative effect of having the intake at the top, because that hot air and that coolant getting all the way up to 41C is warm. That coolant is warm. Means there's pretty warm air smashing into the back of the GPU, effectively potentially warming it up, versus the cool air that was coming in the back fan blowing right across it. Not only that, we're going to be blowing that warm air on all of the components on our system that are pretty important. For instance, the RAM in our by our CPU, our VRMs, our chokes, all of that stuff is going to be getting hit with pretty warm air. Now, warm air blowing over it is still better than no airflow at all, which is what you get sometimes with custom water cooling loops. So I have a feeling I'm probably going to end up flipping this system back to the updraft with rear intake. And then what I'll probably end up doing is, like I said, in terms of having a faster exhaust for the full intake configuration, I'll go back to an updraft and I'll just turn up the back fan to an acoustic level where I can tolerate it, which means cool air blowing across the back of the GPU, more cool air feeding the top GPU, which is what we're trying to counteract the warm air from the bottom GPU making its way up, and allow me to be able to get that cool effect across the CPU, the top of the CPU, the VRMs, the chokes, the RAM, and all of that. Because we could absolutely be warming up our RAM with that warm air that's coming down from the top. I also will probably change out the QX120 for a QX140, so I have even more CFM of air to be able to pull in. So I think there's some optimizations I can do to this loop that are going to be very easy to switch out, as I already showed you with the Corsair Link and the way it unplugs. It's actually a very convenient system to use. This is my first time doing a build with it, and as long as the IQ doesn't IQ on me, we should be okay. But I already had it one time forget its lighting, and I didn't change it. It just decided I'm rainbow today. I'm not going to pay attention to your mural that you have set up. So there is that. I've already experienced that once, and that's going to be extremely annoying. And I have no choice but to use it because there's no RGB pass-through to connect to the motherboard or OpenRGB or anything. You have to use IQ. There's no SDK or anything that will allow it to work with OpenRGB as far as I can tell. But there is that. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of get some data here. It's fairly anecdotal, but it gives us something to go off of, and there is tangible differences between the configurations that I have set. So with that said, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see if I can get a QX140 fan for the rear. I'm gonna flip that back to an intake, and I'm gonna flip my top fans back around to an exhaust, so that, oh, one other thing I forgot to mention, which is a little late now, I did not put the fan filter back in the top for the intake because I didn't want that to be a variable I introduce when we're changing around airflow configuration. Now, in terms of putting that filter in the top, obviously it would be filtration, like I said. If it's an intake and you have dust coming down from your ceiling or wherever, remember, dust does tend to float around the room and it could be pulled in.
Got your suit,
but if I put that filter in there, would I have known now whether or not the configuration was the problem, or was it the reduced airflow because of the fact that we have a filter in there now with a fixed RPM percentage on the fans? That could have been looking for you all over Sunday. That would have given us a different result, and we wouldn't have known now was it a configuration change or the filter. So I did not put a filter in there to keep it exactly the same by just flipping around the way that the air is flowing. But anyway, with that said, like I'm going to change the rear fan back to intake. I'm going to change the top back to exhaust, and then I'm going to do probably some more trickery with.
Come to play dice? course. Tell me.
Look what I've got.
A gold badge.
That's right.
All I have to do.
Easy. That means first.
I understand.
And how much? No big deal. And if you look,
How many times?
as many times. The person.
All right.
Someone's feeling lucky.
I'd like to play dice.
Sorry,
Someone want it?
No.
What now?
Nothing. Tell Drush when you get to him and the others.
Bis bald. Einen guten Abend.
Let's play
For 'em.
That's right.
Shall we drink to that?
Why not?
That's what I like to hear. Down your neck.
Cheers.
And now we can play. My friend?
We'll see whose side luck is on today. Well, are we still playing? These ones here. Aye, that'll do. Here. My God! Oh, come on! And you look like you can't count to 5. If I was you, I'd take it.
Damn it, I'm so damn. On your first turn. Lucky bastard.
No luck. It's pure skill.
Bollocks. Just...
familiar. I feel like I've seen you before. Didn't you serve at Trotsky?
No, I didn't. Me and my master were to deliver a message there.
Is that so? I've no recollection of you or your master, but little wonder. Lord von Berghoff receives countless messengers.
But you wouldn't even let us...
I said I don't remember.
Why didn't Lord von Berghoff come?
How should I know? He must have been delayed somewhere.
I'd like to challenge you at dice, Chamberlain.
You still dare to show your face to me? After everything.
So you refuse to play with me? What will Thrush say? How will I explain it to him? Do I have any option but to tell him the truth?
You. God damn you.
So, are we going to play?
We are.
Today's my lucky day. I can feel it in my bones. Have you lost your mind? You're going to lose everything. Well, that's no great loss. You didn't have much anyway. Here. Damn it. They're yours, lad.
Ha ha! You've lost.
I'd like to challenge you again.
Once wasn't.
I hope Lady Luck will be on my side. It's a good thing you don't throw like that all the time. Here. That's enough. Your turn. Well, this'll be a quick game. Can't
take the damn badge and don't.
finally play, Bailiff.
Got all the other badges already?
Well, here's two.
Count on him to let... All right. I suppose.
What are we waiting for?
Yeah.
We'll see whose side luck is on today. Don't be a coward. That's enough for me. Your turn. Aye, that'll do. It's yours. My God.
Sakura, you won!
Come on.
Just a badge, and I don't...
They're very droll, Bailiff.
No, I really don't have it. I lost it to Betty, the innkeeper.
What? How come? I won the tin badges first, you know.
She came up to me and started taunting the mouthy. She kept on about...
Why didn't you tell me?
What was I supposed to say? That a woman beat me? At my own daughter's wedding?
What now?
If you really want my badge, you'll have to win it from the innkeeper.
And will she want to...
I don't...
Well, that's just great. I hear you.
Aye, that's right.
How about we play...
With you, eh?
What if I bet...
That sounds better. If I'm going to bet...
How much then?
At least this...
All right.
First...
Here you go.
Oh, luck.
I'm surprised you dare to play me. I don't like to lose. That's just impossible!
You were suspicious. Sakra. What?
Where's my badge?
Here you go.
Now pay me back my last wager.
Oh, all right.
Do you know why von Berghoff didn't come after all?
I don't know. Something. We should have waited for him with the ceremony. But Alder didn't want to delay any longer, and he wouldn't.
Do you know where I can find the newlyweds? I'd like to wish them good luck, health and all that.
That's nice of you. But I can't help you much. I haven't seen my son-in-law in a while.
What do you think of those nomads?
Folk don't like them here. The bastards pulled out Lord Sim. I wish you a blessed evening.
He said if I move even an inch, I can forget about my
But it's only Albert. What do you want to miss you on,
Come here! Montague! Come here! Here! You knave! You scoundrel! You animal!
Would you calm down?
Let everyone hear what a bastard Henry is! A bastard! And a lout and a yokel he is!
Word, you smell like a wineskin.
What? Are you saying I'm drunk? You're the one who's drunk.
Dubravka, come on. Everybody's looking at you.
So what? Let everyone know who you are.
Are you alright?
Move away, or you'll get... But I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, is this guy on the other side of the fence?
Sorry.
What's going on here?
Last time I saw him. Henry? I just saw you, and I think he's pretty soused. I thought you were supposed to watch him.
I'm sorry. I wasn't watching him closely enough.
And I thought I could rely on you. Oh, to hell with it. I have to admit, Yurko seemed a little less surly right away. If only he didn't have to sing. Well, I suppose you can't have everything.
The beggars are gone. They won't embarrass you anymore.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I just hope Cook doesn't give me a hard time about it.
Don't worry. The cook doesn't know anything.
She'll figure it out anyway. She's not a stupid woman. But it's not my problem now. I just regret that I can't repay you as I promised after you helped me out like this. Since Lord von Berkhoff hasn't turned up.
Oh well. Can't be helped.
Perhaps you'll
Can't be helped, man. Can't be helped. It is what it is.
Sir, sorry, don't bother them too much. Let them have some.
Why didn't Lord von Berghoff come? I thought you were waiting for him before starting the ceremony.
If I did, my son might never be married. I don't know why he's not here. The Chamberlain said he'd sent someone to look for him, but they found no sign of him.
Lord Semi, what will happen with that robber from Apollonia now that we captured him?
You mean Gules? You might find it hard to believe, Henry, but the man is of noble birth. That means I can't simply lock him up or, God forbid, execute him. So I took him into my service.
It's true, he wasn't an easy opponent. A warrior like him could surely come in handy.
Exactly. But first, he has to prove himself. Now, it looks like we didn't wipe out all the bandits who were pillaging with him. So his first task will be to take care of what's left of his own band. May God be with you, Henry.
Shall we go looking for him, sir?
No!
I'm really sick and tired of getting these.
Let's go!
Just try.
I'm exhausted. Simon, I'm tired, Simon.
Didn't really need it. That's better. I would have lived.
No! Simon, I'm tired!
Ready to strike.
Simon, I worked so hard for that.
Yeah, I think honestly, you look up guides and people are like, yeah, so we're just gonna show you the one-shot build. They don't even try and like explain any other way to defeat it. Now's our chance. All of the guides are just like, yeah, so here's what you're gonna do.
Meet your reckoning.
I mean, this has been good. Damn. Well, we could do mayhem.
I would have lived. That's better. Really need it. Didn't really need it. Stuff.
Oh, way too early. Oh my god. Bye, Lune. This is feeling, a lot better, obviously.
Just try it. Really need it. Stuff. That's better. That's better.
5 turns, yeah. Which, if you're doing a counter build, it's actually not bad.
I would have lived. Didn't really need it. I would have.
Because most of your damage is coming from you countering, but,
oh well.
you know, everyone's dead.
Just try
everyone's dead.
Stuff.
Damn. Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that you looked up anything. I'm just saying, like, if you look at guides for this guy, all of them are like, they don't even bother trying to teach you how to they don't even bother teaching you how to play against him in any other way. I kind of have to get off sort of soon, so we're gonna just bum rush him. No buffing, only murder.
That's more like it. Wow.
Pure murder. Okay, well, I jumped a little bit too soon. What's the Glad build? If it's a parry build, I bet I did it before Glad. I bet you. Because I did it 70 hours ago, I think. Yeah, no, this probably makes sense. Yeah, we can do this and then we'll just...
I'm not giving up.
I'd love a dance. Invigorating.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty good. I wish I had forever today to kill it, but
No more tricks.
I don't.
Okay. Here's your card.
Man, I'm fudging it up too. Yeah, making builds has been one of my favorite things to do in this game. Making builds has been absolutely one of my favorites. I believe I have messed up all of the times. I do believe it has been most unfortunate. I think I'm gonna give her another weapon that's not counter-based. Give her all of the counter stuff, of course, but like, give her a different weapon. It's not parry fatigue, it's the fact that I know I need to be getting off in like 3 minutes.
Okay.
It's kind of what it is.
Sword is death. Nice.
Just attack him.